Omega level, omega
level.
No other being has ever had the might, nay, the nobility.
Hey, how's it going? It's your boy Jersh Manhunter. Make sure you check out our social medias, Instagram, Omega_level_podcast, and at Facebook, Omega Level Podcast. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can find us at Omega Level Podcast. Man, that's a lot of podcasts, but here we go. Anchor, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, sure, that's a thing, and all of the other ones. Thanks for listening.
Welcome back to Omega Level. We are here once again to give you not only the greatest podcast about comic books and movies and things that we like, but the greatest podcast on the planet, and you know it's true.
100% facts. And we're also going to be talking about BBCs. No, the Bang Bros Center, man. That's
The Bang Bros Center?
Did you not hear about that?
No.
Bang Bros, the company. I'm sure some viewers might be, or some
What,
listeners.
you're talking about Bang Bros, the porn
Yeah,
company?
the porn company.
I thought you were saying Bane, like the character, Bane Bros Center,
No,
like
Bang,
a whole bunch of Bane
Bang
fans.
Bros.
Okay.
Put up $10 million to rename Miami Heat's arena.
Oh, no.
BBC.
Oh, no, they
Bang Bros Center.
Where do I donate to this?
Dude, I know, right?
Where do I
They already
donate?
offered $10 million. It's not going to happen. But how crazy is that?
How amazing is that?
God, that'd be like hilariously embarrassing. Like, why?
Yeah,
Is
it would be.
You know what I mean?
Welcome
Like,
back to the BBC arena. I love because it's
but
got...
they already have BBC too, the British broadcasting.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
So that's not.
And it's already got the dual meaning
Mhm.
associated behind it, too,
Yeah,
of,
exactly.
big black cocks.
Yeah, yeah.
This reminds me of this wrestler named Joey Ryan,
Okay.
who was, and he might still be, sponsored legitimately by Pornhub.com. He even does a move called the Pornplex.
Wow.
His entire
How do you
character
get a
is based
sponsorship
around
from
that.
Pornhub?
They pay him a lot of money.
I mean, yeah, what it says, hey man, attach this to your stuff and name a move after it.
He's a big point of contention in wrestling. Like, fans are really
You said
split
it's
on
called
him.
the Pornplex?
Yeah, the Pornplex. Fans are really split on him. Some fans hate him for what he does because he does a lot of comedy stuff, and some fans love him for it. I love him for it.
Okay.
He has a spot he does in every match where someone will try to hit him in the dick, but they can't because he's got an iron dick. So it, like, hurts their hand, and then they'll try to grab it, and they can't. And so it, like, their hand gets immobilized, and he'll flex, and it hurts them, and then he'll spin, and it throws them over.
That's really a thing that's going.
He does it with men and with women. He wrestles women all the time. He does the boobplex,
Oh my god.
like a German suplex, but he grabs their tits and gives them a German suplex. Dude, he's amazing.
I'm surprised that's allowed. I mean, I guess they
Well,
all know they
yeah,
don't.
they consent to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always really funny spots. Like, he's hilarious, dude.
Yeah. Wow. Is
I
he a
love
good
Joey.
wrestler? Or is it just?
No, he's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's very talented, very athletic. Joey
Who is it?
Ryan.
Joey Ryan?
He,
Okay.
he models his look after like a 70s porn star.
Oh,
complete with the
Jesus.
mustache and the chest
Oh,
hair.
my
Dude, it's
goodness.
genius.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
genius, dude. He reminds me of like Rob Cook. If Rob Cook was bigger and wrestled. That's what he looks like.
You heard it here, Rob. We're trying to get you in here, buddy.
Got a
What
tag
was,
team partner
what was
for
his
you.
character's name?
Who?
In that sketch that we were making for the show.
Oh my God. Dang.
God, it was the perfect character. Rob was. Oh man, what was it?
What, was it Richard something?
It was some,
Richard Penis Crinkle.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he was going to be called Dick Crinkle.
Dick Crinkle on this one.
Good old life motivator Richard Penis Crinkle.
That's how we do it. Dick
Good
Penis.
to meet you. I'm Dick Crinkle. That's
good.
That's almost as good as Hyman.
Almost.
What was his full name in Slackers?
That's what I mean.
It was something Hyman.
Because we had Courtney Cox. No
Yeah,
relation.
Jordan Cox, C-O-C-K-S.
C-O-C-K. No relation.
No relation. Dude, and he hated her.
Oh, of
it was
course.
Tommy Cox hated Courtney Cox.
Oh, of course. Of course. I mean, you're very devout about your name. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
dude.
It's a long line of Cox.
America was built on Cox.
America was built on it.
Man, no one has any idea what we're talking about.
Oh, absolutely not.
Just-
It was never created.
We wrote a screenplay. Actually, we wrote an entire season of
Mm-hmm.
a TV show called Slackers that we wanted to make, but we definitely wrote out of our budget and wrote a lot of
Yeah.
things that were not feasible for us to do.
And we didn't realize that we didn't have enough people to actually do
Yeah.
it. We were, hoping that we would have certain people, and of course, it's,
Fell through.
yeah.
As things do.
Yep.
But we still have the screenplays. I think they're genius, man. Like, they're hilarious.
It's funny. It's
I've been heavily contemplating, like, putting them somewhere for people to see them.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. We'll have to talk about that some other
We'll
time.
talk about it.
But
Okay.
yeah.
There's Jesus.
But anyways, to get into the show, so a little factoid I read the other day. I think it came out a little while ago, but I just heard about it. Kevin Feige, in an interview,
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Feige, for people that aren't aware, and if you're not, stop listening to us right now,
Just leave.
is the guy that runs Marvel Studios. He is like God's greatest creation. This man is a gift to all humanity.
I was like, man, just keep listening.
He's amazing. So he revealed that one of the original ideas that even made it to the scripting phase, and I believe almost made it to shooting phase, was that when Thanos shows up at the end of spoilers, at the end of Endgame, like if you're one of the 2 people out of the 7 billion that haven't people that have watched the movie, and you're one of the 2 that didn't see it, when he shows up at the end of Endgame and he bombs the facility, and then he is in the battlefield, when the Avengers approach him, he was going to throw a ball-like object at them, and it was going to roll up to him, and then they were going to realize it was the decapitated head of Steve Rogers. And what it was Thanos had traveled to an alternate timeline before coming to this one and killed all of the Avengers and brought Rogers' head with them as a warning of like, look what I have already done. Don't oppose me. But ultimately, it was way too grim, and it kind of messes up their time travel structure they'd set within the movie, so they cut it. But how fucking brutal and grim is that? For Thanos to be like, here's your head. Here's your head from a different reality. Don't mess with me.
We just immediately made Endgame rated R.
Yeah, no kidding, right? That's not getting past the ratings boards.
Nope.
That does not happen. But yeah, that was bleak.
That's all. Yeah, that's
I
dark.
was like, all right, Funky, y'all are getting serious over here. Jesus.
I like him to go that extra mile, though.
Yeah, no kidding.
They could have delivered a little more, you know?
Oh, my God, dude. You're
Sorry,
killing me,
dude.
bro. That movie's so good.
It's not.
It's so
Broke my heart.
good. I just watched it
had
again
its
the other day.
moments. And that ending was dope.
It does have its moments. It has about 3 hours of them.
That's 3 hours of pandering to your fucking bullshit.
I hate you so much.
This Hollywood fucking pandering bullshit.
It's such a good
this is the
movie.
follow-up to a masterpiece of Infinity War.
This
Just
was also a masterpiece.
Very well paced, just so well thought out.
So was Endgame.
And then Endgame's like, let's just get this over with and kill off people.
Bro, Cap wielding Mjolnir and Scarlet Witch almost killing Thanos. It was like, that could have been the only scenes, and it ended. And I'm like, that was great.
More, man. I needed more.
Oh, man. I loved it.
Oh, woe is me.
I definitely have issues with it, but they're not enough for me to not think it's a masterpiece.
Oh, you're
It
crazy.
works so well,
You're
dude.
drunk.
You're drunk, dude.
I'm always drunk.
I'm about to go off on you like I did
That's
Steven
my
last week.
secret, Cap. I'm always drunk.
I'm about to treat you like Steven last week. You're being a little bitch right now.
Oh, is he? Steven was a bitch last week?
Dude, there are points in last week's episode
Yeah.
when I was listening back to it where I was like, man, this sounds really serious. Like, it sounds like we're in heated fucking arguments.
Oh, shit.
But then we just start, like, laughing, and it's clear. Like, I intentionally was heightening it to mess with Steven because I know it kind of throws him off.
Yeah.
So it was like throwing off what he could say to me. I was like,
you-
you're a fucking bitch, Steven.
Were you being that aggressive?
Dude,
to
yeah,
him?
we got heated. He called Ray a Mary Sue, and I just exploded. I couldn't help it.
He called you what?
He called Ray from Star Wars a Mary Sue, and I exploded.
Oh,
I had to go off on him.
I mean, damn, I agree, but
Oh,
man,
wow,
that's
fuck
not
you.
something that you say, you know?
Not to me.
Not to me.
I actually didn't know until we were talking during the podcast last week, like what his true like thoughts and opinions were, like the new Star Wars stuff. I didn't know that he wasn't that into it and that he does not like Ray.
No, I thought he made
Like,
that
at
pretty
all.
obvious
No,
every
like,
time we
I know
talked about it.
I know he's a misogynist, but I didn't know that he didn't like Ray.
No, yeah. Ray's man, yeah, I don't know.
I
It
didn't know
seems
that.
like he's liked both movies, but he's not gone crazy.
Yeah.
He liked Force Awakens more, I believe, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And he's one of those incel idiots that had a bunch of
feel,
non-founded complaints for Last Jedi.
but I think it's one of those, like, I think his first impression of Last Jedi was great, but then as time went on and he read
Kept
more
reading
and saw
Reddit.
more, yeah.
And he jumped on the bandwagon.
happens,
Yeah,
you
it
know.
influenced his mind. He wasn't strong enough to be like, no, I have original thoughts. Yeah, I get it.
Well, I mean, nobody has a strong enough will, but Thanos does. So, I mean, how can you really fault any normal person?
I mean,
We're not a god. We're not a titan.
it does require the strongest of wills.
It does. Nay, the nobility.
Nay, the nobility. Dude, Ebony Maw is a genius.
Mm-hmm.
Someone mentioned on Reddit the other day, like, who would each character see as their version of the Supreme Intelligence, right? Because in Captain Marvel, you see, like, your thing. And someone was like, Ebony would definitely see Thanos.
Yeah, 100%. You see like 10 Thanos just be like, I am in heaven.
He's like, nay.
Nay. That's all I'm saying. It. Nay.
I'm a child of all the Thanoses.
That's great.
100% him.
Without question.
That one got me, dude. I was laughing
That's
so
good.
fucking hard.
That's good.
I was like, that's true. That is very true. There was some other ones that were kind of funny too, and like I can't really remember them readily. Someone mentioned something about
Who was Groot's be?
it would be Rocket for sure.
You think so?
Yeah.
And Rocket
And I think
would be
Rocket
Groot?
would see Groot. Yeah. People try to argue back and forth between if Quill would see his mom or Yondu. I definitely think he'd see his mom because I don't think he fully appreciated Yondu until the end of Guardians 2 when he sacrificed himself for him, when he admitted his own mistakes.
Yep.
So I definitely think he'd see his mother.
Mm-hmm.
But someone had mentioned Natasha, and they were like, I don't think Natasha would see anybody that we would know. It would be someone that we didn't know who it was.
It would be Florence Pugh.
Maybe, but they were. Oh, it's giving me goosebumps just about what I'm about to say right now.
Mm.
More than likely, this person said, they're like, more than likely, the person that she would see would probably be the first person she ever killed.
Oh.
Because her guilt would probably, like, and this is me adding to it, her guilt would probably make her value that person's life above everybody else's because she feels so bad.
If she, I
I was
mean,
like, man,
but
it's
now
chilling.
she has remorse. She never had remorse.
True, people try to argue, too, that she would see Clint because he always believed in her, or Cap because he always believes in her. But depending how the Black Widow movie plays out, I definitely think the potential is there that it'll be Florence Pugh's
After
character.
Age of Ultron, I would have said Bruce.
Yeah, and I think
'Cause
Bruce
there was a connection.
I think Bruce would see her.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he's the calm, or she's the calm to him.
Yep.
Like brings him down.
Hulk would see Banner. They would just argue. Like, no, Banner, no, not again.
Oh no, I hate the brains. He's all science and stuff. God.
And they were like, someone said too that interestingly, Loki would probably see Frigga. I was like, man, that's interesting, and I think he would.
Really?
He would see his mom. They're his. Well, she's not even really his mother,
That's not his mom.
but
yeah.
it's his adoptive mom, which is probably who Thor would see. I could see him seeing Odin too, but I think he'd see his mom.
He would see Faye, his true mother,
He would see Hela, his actual daughter.
and then Kratos,
His actual daughter, Hela.
his dad, Kratos from God of War.
Marshall would see Lily. Lily would see Marshall.
Spoilers, God of War, baby.
Ted would see Robin. Everyone would hate it.
It's facts though.
Michael Scott would see himself.
Oh man, Michael J. Fox would see Doc.
Yeah, he definitely would. He would definitely see Doc. 100%.
Doc, we gotta get out of here, Marty.
Doc would see a DeLorean.
Oh man,
Yeah.
this needs to be a what if.
Dude, that would be an awesome one.
It's just nonstop. Who you seeing? Who you seeing?
Every episode's a different person and why they see them. That could be really cool.
Now we all know Peter Quill would probably see Kevin Bacon.
Because of Footloose.
Oh my God, Kevin Bacon.
And someone said that.
Then he's Freddy Krueger.
Oh my God. That Parker would definitely see Tony Stark. And someone pointed out, they're like, yeah, ew, no thanks. And they got downvoted to hell. And someone.
Well, it's on the Marvel Reddit, right?
Yeah, dude.
of
it's on
course,
the
of
Iron
course.
Iron Man Reddit.
Yeah.
Iron Man subreddit. So then, which is just what I call Marvel Studio subreddit. Is it still working? Yeah, okay.
Yep. Gotta make
Gotta
sure.
glance at that. But someone had mentioned like, well, yeah, in the MCU he definitely would. And I was thinking about that. I was like, yeah, in the MCU he would. And that's
In
honestly
the MCU,
it's a travesty that he wouldn't see Uncle Ben. And when I thought about it, I was like, I really fucking hate that they just skipped over that character because that's such a big part of who Peter is.
well, it's because
They
we've
tried to
seen
supplant it with
Yeah,
Stark.
exactly. We don't want to keep seeing origins. That's the thing.
I don't want to keep seeing origins, but like the guilt of his uncle passing still needs to be there because it's what drives the
And they
character.
only give a couple nods too.
Yeah, and barely, and barely.
This suitcase and stuff like that. Your Uncle Ben would have liked this in a
Yeah.
picture and stuff like that. Yeah.
Happy would have definitely seen Peter's aunt. He would have seen
Oh
May.
man.
Doctor Strange
I don't know.
would
He
probably see the
probably
ancient
would
one.
still he would still see Tony. I
Actually, I was assuming he'd
Happy
probably
would see
see Tony. Yeah, I think Tony would see Pepper.
believe. MJ would see Black Dahlia murder. just the whole sequence happening.
It's like this is what I've always wanted.
This is my dream. What would Ned see?
I think he'd see Peter, man, because
You think so?
he loves
He
Spider-Man
does
so
idolize.
much.
Yeah, he's like best friends, and now he's like a hero that he loves. Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of that, Flash would see Spider-Man.
Oh God, you're right.
And then
Yeah,
he'd take
and then
his
it'd be
mask
Peter
off, he'd be
Parker.
like,
No! Spider. What's your deal with Spider-Man? What? He's cool.
He's cool, and he protects. He looks out for the neighborhood.
What did he call Peter?
Dickhead or something similar to that. Yeah. What? He's cool, and he protects the neighborhood. What up, dickweed? It's like, yeah, thanks, man.
Hey,
Yeah, you're a piece
I
of
just think
shit.
it's funny that one dude in Far From Home was just snapping pictures of him with his underwear down. Like, what
Dude,
kind?
yeah.
Like, we get it. You're going after the same girl, but like that's messed up. That's
Fucking creepy.
Peter didn't do anything. He's a good man. He's a good man, right?
No, you're just trying to get him some
That's
strange.
that's immediately child
Just trying to get
pornography.
some strange on the side.
It's immediate child.
I mean, yeah,
pornography.
true. He's supposed to be like
Go to
16,
jail,
17.
bitch. Go to jail.
Yeah, very true.
What happens to Edith? God, it's gone. Tony's gone.
I know,
You
right?
see, there's something talking about the first Iron Man. They actually cut a scene of them mentioning Spider-Man and Black Panther.
Did they?
No, damn it, no Spider-Man. Fucking blank. I don't think it was Black Panther. It was oh man, I didn't watch it. I didn't read the article, but I was
Okay,
going
so you're
through.
very informed on this.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a going around pretty heavily. I was like, oh okay, that's cool. I mean, it didn't affect me because I'm like, that's 2007
Right, and it
movie.
didn't
I don't
happen.
give a fuck. Yeah, it's
2008, but it didn't
X-Men.
happen.
Sorry, that's what it was. It was mentioning the X-Men.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they cut it because they didn't have any rights for it. So, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Spider-Man and X-Men. Well, yeah, because it's not going to change anything. Like,
Yeah.
I like hypotheticals. I like
Yeah.
what the stuff that you're reading, like what ifs and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. But like that doesn't change anything. Like, oh man, one scene was cut because
They almost
Nick
did this.
Fury mentioned it. Yeah, yeah.
They almost talked about it. Okay.
They mentioned the web crawler and stuff like that.
They do mention. Actually, no, I don't think they actually reference or vocally mention any other heroes in that movie.
Spider-Man 7 or
And
Spider-Man 7.
Spider-Man 7. Yeah. And Iron Man. I know when he's working in a shop, there's like little nods to stuff you can see in the background and shit like that. But I
But
don't
they
think
never
they
actually
mention
name
anybody.
drop.
Yeah,
It's been a while, so I definitely won't have.
I don't think they do.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly, but I don't think they do.
No. You feel better?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
So you get that scratch out
You
the
gotta
way.
get that
son.
scratch?
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
You know, when you have $2, make 3 cents. You know, I got nothing.
No.
It's not even a
Yeah,
saying.
$2,
I just-
you
I don't
make
know.
3 cents?
You know when you
You
Hey,
don't
hey.
ever manage my money.
Hey, some people trying to ice skate uphill. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You never want to be a bush that never shits. Okay, let's go.
What the fuck is that from?
Blade. Remember, he always
Is
said
it
that.
really?
The ice skating one. The
Oh
bush
my
one.
God.
Yeah. Apparently, that's a quote that happens often. Matt.
Was that in like the Wesley Snipes Blade?
Yeah.
I do not remember
Yeah.
that.
Apparently, they said that quite a
I
bit.
hope they bring that back.
Yeah.
Who was saying
People out here trying to ice skate up a hill.
it? Who was saying it?
Blade.
Blade himself was saying, "Oh my God, dude! I got to go back and watch Wesley Snipes
I
say
know.
that."
I need some skates.
We were trying to skate up a hill. I mean, I'm sure some
That's a
people
bitch.
can.
That's a bitch, though. Are you kidding me? Up an incline hill, and then you got boom ice. Like,
Thanos could do it, according to Ebony.
But if we backtrack and say what I was talking about earlier, he's a god.
Yeah,
he has
strongest
the
wills.
strength.
Yeah.
You know, he's noble.
Mm-hmm. He'd be perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
As all things should be. You know what I'm saying? Gone, reduced to atoms. You know, things like that.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Just really eloquent sayings.
Exactly. I'm a farmer. I'm Thanos. I'm Thanos, and I'm a farmer. So you had that twang, though? It's not Thanos.
I'm a farmer.
It's Thanos. I'm Thanos. He changed when he went
So
to the
he's
farmlands.
Cajun all of a
Yeah,
sudden.
he got Cajun. How you doing, love?
Gambit pops out.
Him and Gambit, yeah, dude, they're tight. They're
Oh,
tight.
Fetty?
If you look closely, Gambit was actually out there plowing the fields.
He's out there with the hand
The
side.
raging Cajun.
I hate this guy.
But man, he makes a mean meat pie. I don't know.
Makes a good gumbo.
They're British. I don't know.
Just out of nowhere.
Meat pies, baby.
What was it that you wanted to talk about on this? It was something you mentioned to me the other day. If I heard of something.
Possibly Silver Surfer.
Yeah, that's what it was, dude.
Well, someone posted in a film club, and I was like, obviously suggested Silver Surfer Black. It's about to end next
Oh,
issue.
God, yes.
And I was like, man, just, guys, if you don't know anything, watch, at least read this so you know, like, oh, shit, he's dope as fuck.
And then hire Donny Cates to write the screenplay
Yeah, and hire
for the
Donny
Silver Surfer
Cates
movie.
to screenplay,
Oh my
pen the
God.
screenplay. And then, of course, I'm not surprised the person that responded, because he's a huge fan of this person. He posted the picture of a GIF from the Always Maybe, or Always Be My Maybe, Keanu Reeves.
Oh, God, not a surfer.
But he has a stoic nature that he doesn't need that branch too far.
It's true, but Keanu's such a big star
That you think
the
that would
surfer
take it
has
away?
to all be
But
CGI.
he's going to be mocapped. He's going to be mocapped.
Yeah, I don't want to see his
Thanos.
face.
They worked with Brolin. Brolin's
Yeah, but
huge.
Brolin's not as big as Keanu is right now.
Right now. That's just because
Dude,
Beyonce's
we're in the middle
fucking
of
breathtaking.
We're in the middle of the Keanu sense right
I
now.
know. It's only because of Cyberpunk and fucking John Wick's, man.
No, I think it's because the John Wick people are finally starting to realize, oh, damn, Keanu's awesome. It's like, yeah, he has been.
Well, and then they keep just revealing other stuff that he's so
Does in
nice
real
and
life?
outside
Yeah,
a person.
seems like
and
a
it's
good
just
person.
It's been a nice person since fucking day one.
Bro, he's from Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
He's the one from The Matrix. He's always been cool. Y'all are just playing catch up.
Yup. I wouldn't mind it. I think they'd just be able to do the mocap and they'd be able to fuck with him.
They could.
But then it begs that question, age. Silver Surfer, if they do a movie itself, he's going to have other appearances. So that's at least, minimum 3 movies, it seems
Right.
like, for MCU?
That seems like it will be. I don't
Now
know.
that he's out of shape,
Now that I think about it, that seems like it'd probably be an easier role for him too, because it's a lot of it's so mocap.
Mocapped?
You know what I mean? So a lot of the action won't be him doing anything.
Nope. For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. You know what I mean? Like,
So
wouldn't be required to do all these
it
stunts
would be
and
less
shit.
strenuous on
yeah.
him as well. And we saw what he does his own choreography. He's
Oh,
still
yeah.
great fucking shape. So even if they were to get a Quicksilver movie, or I keep saying Quicksilver.
Quicksilver
I
movie.
said that to Steven. He's like, well, that doesn't make sense. He died. I was like, what the fuck
He's
are you
never been
talking
in the
about?
movies.
That was like Fantastic Four. He's like, oh, you mean Silver? I was like, oh shit, I said Quicksilver. Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes
No,
sense.
Steven, he's back.
But clearly in shape, and they would have. I mean, clearly we're not going to get one until like at minimum 5 years.
Next
so then
year.
you got
No, it's happening next year.
It's happening.
Fast track.
Confirmed. You heard it here on Mega Level Podcast. We got the news, baby. Pew, 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 pew.
It's in the movie.
It's in the movie.
But yeah, it would definitely be years before we'd see it.
Minimum 5 years.
You think that many?
For a Silver Surfer solo movie, absolutely.
Yeah, you're probably
man.
right. Because they already have
Absolutely.
3 and 4
But
mapped.
I would
or
love
phases
that.
4 mapped out.
While I think he would ultimately become a hero, which he usually does.
Yeah.
I do want to actually I want Marvel to actually make like solo villain movies.
I do too.
And then make them the big bad of
I
like
do
someone
too.
else's movie or maybe a big movie. I think that would be very cool, and we'd get more different outlooks on movies as well.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Oh, cool, we get a villain side movie, and the only one we've got was technically only Infinity
I
War.
was about to say, we've only
That's
got
the only one.
Infinity
yeah,
War.
yeah. Where he is the clear-cut lead. Like, it is Thanos' movie, and then
Oh,
everything else
absolutely.
happens.
Yeah, it's his story.
Without question.
DC is already
Which is
in
why
the
it's
works
so
of
good.
DC's already in the works of doing that. And made Shazam to making a Black Adam solo
See,
movie to
and that's
feature
smart.
Black Adam.
And then, boom,
And then
Black
together.
Adam versus Shazam.
Yep.
Oh, my fucking goodness.
Genius, dude.
I just really hope that David F. Sandberg
Does not do
involved.
Black Adam?
God,
Yeah,
no,
same,
fuck
dude.
me. Just stop.
I keep forgetting how much you like him.
I just really hope they recast. No, you know what? I want David to be back. and I want them to make Black Adam drop the rock and add Tobey Maguire. And this could be my favorite movie of all time. I really do. I think this is a possibility.
I'm only game for that if they also collaborate with Tim Burton. Get Peter Jackson to produce
now you
it.
lost me.
Now I'm in.
Now you lost me.
Now I'm in. Just get everyone who's shit.
Okay, dude, I like Tim Burton.
bring
And I don't
Johnny-
appreciate you coming at me like
Let's
this.
bring Johnny Depp on his new character and just beat up women the whole time.
Oh my god! And then get his girlfriend that
And
he
then
beat
come
up.
back in
That
and beat
she
up men the
beats
whole
other
time.
people.
We can
No, she only beats women. She only beats women. She beat her
Americans
wife.
show up and like help him.
Yeah, fuck it.
They have a competition.
Just get everybody in here. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Get Kevin Spacey in it. I said it. I said it. I said it. Put him in it. Put him in the movie. He's MCU.
I'm gonna say it. We can have Brett Ratner direct it.
Fuck it.
We can just go as
Go
problematic
back to the
as
Weinstein
possible.
Company. Oh my, god, dude.
It's,
MCU's trying to live forever.
as problematic as we can be. Let's get it done.
I think this might be our last podcast.
Let's de-age Downey back to like 89 and cast him in when
Yes.
he's coke addict.
Yes, and I want
Back when he was fun.
back when he was.
I saw a comedian say it the other day. I used to party with Downey back when he was fun. I was like, that's
Someone
brutal.
said
Yeah, dude. That's fucking brutal.
Oh my god,
Woo.
that's rough.
Mm-hmm.
Back when he was fun. Did you watch the Bill Burr stand-up?
Yeah, I did.
I know you liked it. Did you not like it? I'm actually not a fan, and I actually had a riot with it. That's
I
fine.
love Bill
He
Burr,
said shit I
but
did not think
his
he would say.
last two have underwhelmed me.
Really? See, I couldn't finish his last one. I was like, oh, he's still on the same.
It wasn't that good. He wasn't as angry in his last one. He's mad again.
This one's
so that
funny.
was better.
Yeah. You
but
didn't
it was
like
like,
what didn't hit? What?
I don't know. I still liked it.
Because he hit on some very touchy subjects. I was like, whoa, Bill Burr. Also, didn't know he married a black woman.
Yeah.
Makes sense why the way he talks about that stuff.
Yeah, he's
was
been
like, oh,
dating
man.
her for a long ass
Yeah.
time. I loved his the things with him and his wife, like where he talked about how they have their.
Why'd
their-
you shut that off? I didn't want to talk about this afterwards.
Yeah.
It's like, you're
love
mad at
that.
me, and I didn't even say anything. Like,
He's like, but to be fair, and
Dude,
I,
I like-
said this.
yeah.
I
Dude,
was laughing so hard.
I like the first lady joke. Because you know that's motherfucking
Oh,
true,
dude, that was so true.
That was
That was so
motherfucking
funny.
true. You know it.
He's
You
like,
know
you
it.
shut the fuck up. It's her
It
time.
is her time.
I mean, so I saw someone post something on Facebook the other day that was like Bill Burr said Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr didn't change their stand-up style. You just got more sensitive to it. And it was meant as like
Dave Chappelle's new stand-up. You watch it?
oh yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, it's amazing.
That thing, like I don't agree. I agree and don't agree with the sentiment because it's meant to like bash people who may
Maybe
have
offended
any
by certain
issue
things.
with it, right? And there are people, or there are serious like issues to be had with things that they say, and people will be offended by it, and I understand that. But I agree with the overall sentiment that like Bill Burr and Chappelle didn't change.
Not
They're
really,
doing the
no.
same material they've been
Yeah,
doing their
they
whole
are.
career.
Yeah.
It's
'Cause
just
Dave mentioned that too.
some of it's like it's not as accepted in society now, and it shouldn't be. But that's also the reason they still do it, to try to talk about something that's uncomfortable, and they do it in a funny way, right?
Well, that's the thing about comedy is that I don't think people don't understand sarcasm, and like more often than not, the comedians aren't those people.
Yeah, that's not
Like,
their.
they're not.
That's not generally their actual viewpoints.
Yeah, I know Bill Burr. He apparently is just that person.
that pretty much seems
Yeah, I
like
was gonna
him.
say Bill Burr. I think has even admitted like this is me. Like I'm not fucking sugarcoating shit.
I think Chappelle is
But
who
like
he is now.
like people like Bo Burnham. Like he gets pretty fucked up, but he's not like that super. I mean,
No.
he might be social awkward. I don't personally know him. I've never had. Any
I'm
encounter.
sure he was when he was
Yeah.
younger, for sure.
Yeah.
He probably still is.
But like to just think that comedian is just that. Like, oh, he's saying this like he must hate women or just no.
Yeah, like while they're doing their set, it's also acting at the same time. It's heightened versions
Yep.
of a character they created or of themselves.
Yep.
Like how Aziz's stand-ups used to be. It was
Oh, he changed.
It was all that, blah, 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 you know what I mean? And he even admits like it was a heightened version of like what I thought I should be.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's and Sam Kinison, the guy that yelled all the time, heightened version of what he thinks people want to see.
Yep.
That's their characters.
And even to a
essentially.
lesser degree, shock will always carry a joke a long way.
It does.
As long as it's not like, and even though I love Anthony Jeselnik, as long as it's not to the degree of him all the time, because he's just like that's
Oh, I
his
love him.
whole shtick.
But
I
that's
love
all
it.
he does.
I love it. That's his whole shtick.
Yeah.
But his delivery is so on point.
Dude, that's what carries him. Is his delivery.
Yes.
And how aware of how he is.
And it really benefits, like, because you can listen to comedians just audio only and still get some good laughs. For Anthony, I think
You
you
have to
need to
see
see
him.
his face
Yeah.
because it's so straightforward and
He's
the
so
way he'll
deadpan.
roll his eye at a
Yeah,
certain
dude, I
point. Like,
love
it's
him.
very punctual. Same thing with Bo Burnham. You can listen to the songs and hear his jokes, but man, seeing him
Oh,
is
dude.
really what sets it apart. You're like, okay, that's great. It's too on time. It's too well choreographed. You know, like all my things on point. As soon as he points a finger, boom.
Yeah,
and that's
dude.
like 7 minutes or like 15 minutes into the set, and has to hit that exact. You know that thing is set.
He's gonna
right
remember
forward.
all of that.
Yeah.
And I love too when he's like
Drinking the water.
and he's like, that was all me. Don't give those monkeys back their credit. He's like, I did all this. It was planned, directed, executed by me.
Don't give those monkeys back that credit.
What was all?
And the fake water thing too. Bo Burnham's stand up was funny. He's like, fake water. It's real water. He's holding his mouth. He's holding water in his mouth for an entire song, and then
Yeah.
spits it out at the end. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's genius, dude.
One mess up, it's like, fuck.
And what was I about to say about something? Fuck. Oh, have you seen Jeselnik's new one, right? Firing the maternity ward?
Yes, it was real funny.
I love the closing line because it encapsulates everything that is Anthony Jeselnik.
What was his final thing? It was
His closing thing is the story that he tells. It's a real story about how he was getting all these death threats from his television show. Okay. And like they wanted to have security, like the network wanted him as a security team, and he didn't want that shit. And eventually someone had pointed out to him, it's like, Anthony, this isn't just about you anymore. This is now also about your family and those that you love, because they're also getting death threats. They're sending death threats to your parents' house. People have found their address and posted their address and their phone numbers online. And he was like,
it's crazy that a joke could make somebody want to kill
dude.
you and your family.
And he was like, all right. And he's like, pretty much, this is where I draw the line. He's like, if somebody hurts me or kills me over one of my jokes, that's fine. But if it's someone I love or my parents, even better. And it just ends. And I was like, that's Anthony Jeselnik in a nutshell.
Oh, God. Did you see his, I think it was, oh, man, what's the, Larry King. He had an interview with Larry King. And he was asking, he's like, so you and Amy Schumer dated for a while.
Did they?
Yep, they did. He's like, how'd you like that? He's like, what do you want to know? Did I get to touch her boobies?
Jeselnik said that?
Larry King just got all like, awkward. He's like, if we have sex.
He's like, it was a relationship. What do you expect me to say? That is an awkward question. Like, what was that like? What do you mean? What was it like, dating somebody?
Dating somebody? I don't know.
It was cool to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
What do you
I'm
want
a
me to
comedian.
say?
She's a shit comedian. What do you want from me?
I think she used to be really good, and I don't like her much anymore.
Because she changed.
Her sets are changing. I don't like how different they are. I don't know.
I thought she used to, when she first started, I thought she was actually, okay,
She's always been really brash
really
in your face, and I love that.
Yep.
I love that.
But then I think it was like, oh, I have to do this more.
Right, yeah.
For whatever reason.
And it heightened, and I don't know, it just didn't catch with me.
No, it didn't.
I didn't like her show either. She used to be, like, I love her on roasts. She destroys everybody.
Shows off. I'd
She's
see
amazing.
a sketch here and there that made me laugh, but I couldn't.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I tried to keep up with it for the first season, fell off halfway through. Randomly see sketches on YouTube. I'm like, oh, that was funny. I might go back, and then I'd watch another one, and I was like, oh, that just wasn't funny at all. Maybe never mind. Just take a step back.
I thought Trainwreck was good, and she wrote that. I thought she was really funny in it, too.
Yeah, her and Bill Hader was actually really good.
Yeah, she was really funny in that.
Yep.
John Cena was hilarious in it, and so was LeBron out of like nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
He killed me.
He's like, man, we're recording Downton Abbey.
He's like, I left my wife. He's like, of course, no, LeBron. Yeah, okay, I got it. Yeah, I got the money.
I got the money.
Oh, man.
But yeah, pretty good.
But you're fat. Got it.
Well, it depends on how you look at it. If you were to look at me through a 90s fish lens, I'd look pretty thin.
I don't know about all that.
So, Nick.
Yeah, George.
I have to ask you something, man.
I'm very busy right now.
I know we're in a house and you're filled with power.
Oh, God.
But would you say that you're the number 4?
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
it took me a second to connect what you're doing. I don't like you.
You don't like me? Did you like that, though?
Oh, I love that.
Okay.
It's 3 and 4, though, isn't it?
We're not talking about... No, we're just talking about 4 and 4. We had Powers 4 just come out. Wow. We already talked about 3 and 3. Remember we were doing 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4?
Yeah, I think I'm a fat idiot.
Yeah.
Actually, I know I am.
So we had House 4, which was last week, and then this Wednesday was Powers 4, which is pretty dope. I mean, I could see why you... I still thought it was Money Menace.
We're going to be talking about House of X and Powers of X, issue 4, the X-Men comics.
Hey,
just to be clear about what we're talking about.
Yeah. Little breadcrumbs. Follow it all the way to the house.
Sprinkle them in
nice.
there. Just sprinkling them on.
Cold day, warm trail.
A quote from one of the greatest shorts of all time.
Finger guns 2 coming at you.
Yeah, Reloaded.
The fingering.
The fingering. That's what the third one should be
called.
And
then the third one is the Finger Guns 3, the fingering. Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Fingerloo.
Electric Fingerloo. Ah, damn, we need to do it. Love it.
So yeah, we're going to talk about House of X number 4, Power of X number 4, and then after this, we're going to talk about Season 1 of The Boys.
Yes, sir.
We're finally going to get into that mess.
Yep.
So
a little late on it, but such a good show.
Yeah, definitely stick around for that because it's going to be good. So House of X and Powers of X number 4. Man, this series, dude. Oh my God.
Still going strong.
I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it.
Still going very strong.
What's kind of funny is I told Steven this, but I didn't tell you this. When we were texting about House issue 3, and you were like, well, it might be like my favorite one. I'm like, that's my least favorite issue so far.
How, dude?
Because it was
Emma was so
because
dope.
It was so straight line and contained. There wasn't a lot of craziness in it, and I was like, oh no, but where's all the craziness? But like, I do like that it was very streamlined and very like easily understood every point that was happening.
Of course, and just so many dope moments. Magneto had another hard ass line.
Oh my God, dude!
He also
too
did
many.
This one too.
Yeah, he does.
Emma just saying like, oh, I could just erase everybody's mind in here, and make you think what I want to think. But we're doing things different.
Emma's
now.
a beast, dude.
Dude.
I love her.
I love the outfit she's wearing too.
Was
She's
that
like a pimp, dude.
That was the issue where she goes and
The court,
free
say
Sabretooth. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he's over here like, I'll kill everybody. It's like, Sabretooth, shut the fuck up.
No person can hold me. Calm down, big guy. We're getting out.
Yeah, well, you're getting freed. Jesus.
I love him. So, anyways, House 4. Wait, House 4 was first.
Yep, House 4's first.
House 4 was shit. What did they do in House 4?
I mean, at the beginning, it was still the humans working on the Orchid Project.
You're right.
They were
You're right.
trying to, jumpstart the whole mother mold.
Mm-hmm.
And getting these Sentinels to work. And they have already shown in this multiple times that they have so many Sentinels ready at any fucking point.
Yeah,
which is
on,
just on
the planet below. Yeah, or the moon or whatever it is below them.
And they're trying to jumpstart. And I don't remember who the side chick is.
I don't remember her name, but it's that
she keeps revealing
machine
stuff.
person.
Machine person. She's like a cyborg of some sort.
Yeah.
Don't think she's a mutant, right? They're all humans that work there?
Yeah, I don't think she's a mutant.
Yeah,
She's a cyborg. She's a human-machine collaborator.
But of course, they're trying to create something and get something started that will create, which I believe is Nimrod, correct? Is that what the big...
So I think that's the end game, but I don't know if in year 10 the humans themselves even know that.
Yeah. But it
the
is
mutants
what
know
it
that
will become.
Nimrod is what
of
it'll become.
Moira.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they're trying to jumpstart it so it's actually not... what is it? With Rage or something like that? They had the... there's something that it was lacking before. Like, they got to make sure that it can, sympathize before
because otherwise it'll
kill.
determine that humans and mutants are both bad and kill them both.
Yeah, exactly. It needs to be, differentiate between mutants and humans.
Yeah.
Even though mutants are technically the superior
it
race.
It has empathy towards humans.
Yeah. So it's them doing that, but of course they get a signal, oh shit, someone's here.
Yeah.
They know our plan.
It's like, oh my god, it's a Shi'ar warbird.
Yeah, and it's
the
coming too
fucking
fast
X-Men.
and they couldn't react to it. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. They're like, oh my god. Like, there's nothing we can do. They called the Sentinels as soon as they saw it, but they're not going to be here for... of course, in comic books, they move very fast.
So much time.
But yeah. But 8 minutes is 8 hours in reality. When it comes to comic book stuff, 8 hours is 8 minutes is 8 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you had Darkseid, the Justice League Odyssey stuff, in 5 seconds. You know,
and
1.2 nanoseconds.
And it spanned 20 issues.
Yeah, span of 20 issues. Oh, man. But they have them coming in, and I was like, okay, shit's popping off.
We're getting on it.
House of X4 starting out strong. Have everybody in there. I mean, Miss Marvel. Now,
Marvel Girl.
Oh yeah, we got.
Let's say Kamala was there.
Kamala. Marvel Girl was in that bitch. Nightcrawler was in that bitch. Logan was in that bitch. Monet was in that bitch.
Who
which
apparently has penance again, which was odd. Okay,
so we got a mixed thing.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Okay,
that's cool. We got some Logan up in this bitch.
I mean, Logan's okay, I guess.
And who am I missing? I think I said everybody.
There's one other person, right?
I said Cyclops.
Did
I say?
I don't know if you did or not.
But either way, comes in with a pretty banger of a team.
They got 4 people that go to try to. Oh, and Mystique is there.
Mystique.
Yep, that's who it was.
Yep. And their plan is to, do the typical thing that you have with a teleporter. Teleport in, give us some weak points where we're going to teleport, and of course they have a nice little face-off.
Because the mother mold is
dead center of the whole.
Tethered in this structure, and there's 4 couplings that are holding it on there.
Yep.
So they need to disengage all 4, and then they're trying to drop the mother mold into the sun.
Okay.
So it'll destroy it.
So I think there's 7 of them. 2 and 4 teams of 2 go.
Yeah, 4 teams.
No, there must be 8. Did they not break off?
It's a team of it's 4 teams of 1. It's
4 teams of 1.
Nightcrawler, Logan, Cyclops, and Mystique go, and then Monet and Jean or Marvel Girl stay back with someone else. I thought
because they have to have the.
I think there's one of the person that stays back with them, but I can't remember who it is.
I don't remember who it is.
Yeah, maybe there's not.
But they need to keep the connection, the telepathic connection with Professor Xavier, who's back on Krakoa.
Yep, and Professor X from Krakoa has got a bunch of people linked together.
Yes.
To empower him with Cerebro to be able to telepathically broadcast in a sense across space to where they are, and then where they are, it only takes Jean with some power help from Monet to receive and correspond back.
Yep.
I was like, all right, well, she's a little powerful, I guess.
Okay, that's dope. Oh, man.
So then, they all have to go not all, but Nightcrawler, Wolverine, Cyclops, and Mystique have to go and break these these structures that are holding
each pillar
mother
they
mold
have to
head.
crack that off.
Yeah,
because
they crack it off.
Of course,
they have to disengage it.
Yeah, because they had their plan all figured out, and of course, a human has a revelation of okay, they're acting as if they already know our plan.
Yep.
And they're gonna hit everything that we do if we just keep on a regular path. So we have to be irregular.
Yeah.
So of course, a human sacrifices himself, blows a motherfucking hole because Nightcrawler and them teleported to a different area. They did a little recon.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they weren't attacking where Nightcrawler landed. That was a distraction.
Yep.
So they have the ship exactly where the captain's hold is. And they're like, oh, fuck, they're here. They know something. That's impossible. They shouldn't be able to do this. So he's like, boom, blows a motherfucking hole in space.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And, blows up part of their ship.
And blows up part of their fucking ship.
Yeah.
That shit. I was like, okay, well, that's a thing that just happened.
Not really. And then we have all of them going around trying to detach everything, but they all fall in the process of doing this.
Yeah.
They're all successful. Like Mystique disengages her thing, but then she gets in a battle and is shot out into the vacuum of space after they shoot a hole through the wall. So she's dead.
She's dead.
And then Cyclops is successful, but then he is ambushed
By that android.
and by the android, and they shoot these nanites at him that stop him from being able to shoot
And
his
then
blast.
she gets some hard-ass lines like, this won't kill you, but you can't use your powers.
Yep, and then she blows his head off.
With a fucking shotgun,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
Like,
they-
woo!
Yeah, it cuts to a little, like, combined page where it was, like, half was a new panel. The other one was just the mask getting flown off with blood coming off it.
And
So
then you
dope.
saw Jean screaming, Scott!
Yes.
From dying out. That was a nice
He
little
even
thing.
her last words, what did he say? I'm sorry, Gene, I think?
Something like that, yeah. And then like his last words were like communicating with her, and she's screaming for him. I
Yeah,
was like,
and then
oh,
of
that's
course
brutal.
the one last one, and they couldn't get. They ended up getting it off, but it wouldn't break, so they had to go out in the fucking space. And there's only one way they could have done
and
that.
it was Nightcrawler and Wolverine.
Yep.
And they have this amazing, beautiful panel of the two of them sharing like a final moment together.
Yeah.
It was so
And
gorgeous.
it's just silhouettes too. It's like
Yeah.
you just see the outline of the characters as the dialogues are popping up, and like.
Wolverine is saying he's talking about religion and like the afterlife, and I can't remember what he says about whatever. But then Kurt Nightcrawler says to him something to the effect of like, "Whatever is on the other side, I will be there
With open arms.
with open arms, waiting for you, my friend."
Fuck, hand on
And
the
I was
shoulder,
like,
dude.
"Oh my
I was tearing
God,
up.
dude! I'm
I was
tearing up right now just talking
Yeah,
about it. Dude. It was so heartbreaking."
I was tearing up, man. I love me some Nightcrawler. Love
And
me some
then
Logan.
Nightcrawler bamps himself and Wolverine out onto the structure in space that's right by the sun.
Yep.
And as soon as they appear, Nightcrawler is disintegrated instantly.
Immediately.
It's
God,
just dead.
I was,
And
like, fuck, dude,
like
this
I'm
issue
turning
straight murking
right?
people.
I'm turning the page and it's like, oh God, he's dead. He's just gone. I was like, oh my God. And then during this, Monet has to leave Jean, and she has to go and like try to stop the humans from like getting onto the ship.
Yep.
Because Jean needs to maintain her connection with Professor X, and the Sentinels are now arriving. So when Monet goes to stop them, she turns into Penance, but then she's ultimately overpowered and killed by a Sentinel. And Jean is in the escape pod, and they try to eject her, but when they do, it's like intercepted by the Sentinels, and we're led to believe that they destroy it and kill her.
Yeah.
We don't see it.
We don't see it. We just see a Sentinel standing in front of Jean.
Yep.
With a,
And she's like, "Oh God!"
Yeah.
And then it goes like, "Oh," and then Wolverine is out
goes
there,
back to him, and his
as
skin's
he's
just falling off of him. God, dude, it does a swipe, skin's falling off, getting deeper and deeper, swipe, like, fuck.
dude, it's so
Dude,
badass.
It's so G, I know.
It's one of the best moments he's ever had.
Yeah,
it's so
absolutely.
gangster.
Sacrificing his life so we can say something. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And like,
And as he's doing it, the Mother Mode is coming online.
mm-hmm.
And it's like
And it was
talking about being
talking
angered
shit.
and
It was
raged.
talking shit
it was
to
like-
Rogan.
Yeah, it was talking shit to Logan out there, and he's like, "All right."
that's what I was like, man, this thing's just talking
Pounding
shit.
away, but he does disengage it, and it falls into the sun.
Yep.
And then the issue ends, right? Oh no!
no, then it
oh
cuts
my
to-
God! Then it goes like the second hardest part of the whole issue. Oh my God!
Yeah.
It cuts to Xavier as he's feeling they have all died,
Mm-hmm.
and he knows his whole team is dead. Their mission was kind of successful. Nimrod or Mother Mold came online, so they failed in that respect. But they decoupled it and dropped it into a sun. So I guess the hope is that that it worked, but it came online, and that's what they were trying to prevent. Because once it comes online, Nimrod is inevitable, and it came online.
Mm-hmm.
So if
we're
it's broadcasted
hoping-
somewhere else or there's a backup somewhere, they're fucked.
Yep.
We don't know yet. But it's Professor X in a series of panels as he's mourning the loss of all the mutants throughout all of time, right? Because now he at this point, Mora has shown
Because
him,
they've shown him each one, so he's experienced each death and each timeline
Yep.
that he has been a part of this.
and at this point, for him, we know that Mora, up into the life where she meets him in like life 5 or whatever life this is, life 9, that she has shown him all of the past lives she's lived. So he's seen all the death of all those lives. And now he's experiencing the death of his team, of Jean and Cyclops and Wolverine and Nightcrawler, mutants that he holds very close to him.
Mystique.
Yeah, and
Monet,
Mystique
fuck.
too. And it's like he has this line where he just keeps saying, like, no more. No more. It's like the final breaking point of Professor X. It really reminded me of like the final breaking point for Magneto of what turned him militant.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, is this that moment for Xavier where it's like, fuck them all now. They've killed too many of us.
No
Now
more.
I don't care about them anymore.
See, it could be a play on
Man,
it,
it
because in
was
the
rough.
last one, it was Scarlet Witch. That was the big thing in houses, right?
You saw that too?
Yeah, so
that
it's no
correlation? Mm-hmm.
more mutants, so now it's no more humans.
Yep. And then the correlation for Scarlet too was like it was massive trauma
Mm-hmm.
that brought her to say no more mutants. And she didn't kill mutants. She just depowered 97% of the population.
So when
and
she
made them
said that,
human.
it literally just took all the powers
Yeah.
away.
So it very much harkens back to that, of her being like, no more mutants, of him just saying no more death. It's like,
So it's
now
probably, it
he's
still
broken.
doesn't, yeah, I was about to say, it still doesn't allude to him being evil.
No.
Maybe
but it
militant.
alludes to like maybe he's going to become that way now.
Yeah.
Whew, dude, it was rough,
Yeah,
man.
she was dork.
It was heartbreaking.
That was dope because then like the next 3
So
pages
well
kept
written.
having very cool art style. No more, no more,
Yep.
no more. I was like, damn,
Man.
that's a strong ending.
Oh my God. And they
Yeah.
still don't have Franklin Richards yet, which I think is going to play a huge part in this.
He's gonna be in the final issue.
They name dropped him, and we saw the Fantastic Four, so there's a reason that he was name dropped.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's going to tie into the no more.
Omega level reality manipulator. I mean,
Yeah, just,
you always got cheat codes in your back pocket.
just doing what he does.
That's the only reason Scarlet
hate
Witch
him
isn't.
so much.
That's the only reason why Scarlet Witch isn't the Omega level, is because that
Well,
isn't
she's
around.
also not a mutant anymore.
Did they?
Remember,
Oh, she's not a
retconned
mutant in the
that,
comics.
yeah. Because of the
Oh.
MCU.
So she's magic.
Yeah, well, it's always been
It's a
magic,
curse. It's
but
the
she's
curse.
also a mutant. Her
Yeah.
mutant ability is the reality altering,
Oh, okay.
but she's also has the
Or is
hex
that just
magic.
enhance? Oh, okay.
The hex magic is from Mephisto, I believe.
That makes sense since we have what was the Hex 23? What was it called?
Oh, weapon hex.
Weapon Hex.
Yeah, the combination of
Yeah,
Scarlet Witch and X-23.
Just
Like
fuck
that's
me.
all she
Yeah,
needs
that's
is
all-
durability.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Give her
dude.
the fucking second best regenerative powers of all time on top of Scarlet Witch's reality manipulation.
I almost was like, no, because I thought you meant Wolverine was the best, but no, Deadpool's the
Deadpool,
best, and
yeah.
then Laura,
Yeah.
and then X-23.
I mean, it's
yeah.
either way, it's a toss up. You know what I mean? That's how good those two are. They both come back from like
I guess it's a
fucking
toss-up, but
drop of blood.
I think it's pretty concrete that Deadpool's is the strongest.
And then of course,
yeah,
if they never
from-
took away his like
from a
immortality,
drop-
then it's like no question.
From a drop of one strand of DNA, they
Yep.
can form. Like it's
Hey,
insane,
here we go.
dude.
Yep.
It's insane. But yeah, so like, man, dude, the way this issue ended was like, I was hype. I was like, oh man,
Oh, of course.
Professor X is broken now. No more death. Oh God, it's gonna be bad for everybody after this.
I need some more Magneto, man. They gave us a little bit in powers.
He's so hard.
They gave us a little bit more in powers. That hard ass line. He's talking shit to the guards at the beginning of the issue.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
dude,
dude.
Magneto
It's
was a
just like-
gangster.
Do not talk to me this way.
I love him. So what were the events of Powers of X4?
Weird. I liked it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. But Sinister was weird. That whole
I
whole
loved
thing.
it. How
Did
campy
you?
he
Oh, it
was.
was funny. It was funny. It's because I was like, because he comments. You have Xavier and
Magneto
Magneto
and Mora.
and Mora going to talk to Sinister.
Yep.
I guess they need help
at
because
bar
he has
Sinister.
Yeah, because he is. I'm not too familiar with
He's
what
a
he
geneticist.
is now. He's
He's
a
the
geneticist.
ultimate geneticist.
Okay, the ultimate. So that's what he was able to splice genes and
Yeah.
make whatever he wanted. Makes the perfect himself too, apparently.
They've already referenced him in this series because all of the future mutants we see in year 1000 and from year 100 and 1000, I believe, both years. I'm sorry,
created from him.
from
So
year
he's
100
the Omegas that he's made.
are created from him. Yeah, he's the one that spliced all the genes together and
He's
did all
who
the
gave us
experiments.
Cardinal and who's who gave us Rasputin and stuff
Because
like
remember,
that.
it says he did all that, but then at the final hour, he turned on the mutants
Yeah.
and tried to join the humans, but the humans didn't accept him and they publicly executed him.
Okay, that was one of the little
One of
white,
the little
white
blurbs.
pages. Okay.
Yeah. It's like, oh, didn't work for you, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we get Bar Sinister, with Sinister being like this ultra campy and like weird and kind of funny.
Oh yeah. But you have them come in and then
And he's not
like,
a
wow,
mutant, for people that don't know that. Sinister's not a mutant.
Yep.
The normal, regular Mr. Sinister isn't.
Nope.
But he is now.
But he is now.
Yeah.
And he walks in. You have Magneto and Xavier approach him, and he's trying to seek some help. And he's like, "I like your cape. That looks awesome." And
He's
his
like, "Why don't I have a
advisor-
cape?"
Yeah, he's like, "Why don't I have?" He's like, "Oh, I've always thought you looked good with a cape, sir. Oh, then why haven't you said anything? Execute this man!"
Yeah, and then they kill that dude instantly.
Laughed out loud. That was shit.
I did too.
I was like, "Okay, that was out of nowhere."
Sinister's a beast.
Yep.
And then they're having this conversation with Sinister. He's like sitting on this throne, and they're like, we need you to help us, and blah, 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 blah. And then out of nowhere, he just gets, his head explodes.
Because he also wasn't agreeing with him. That
Yeah,
one
that's
wasn't,
right. He wasn't
That
in
Sinister
agreement.
wasn't agreeing
That's
with him.
right,
He was like,
yeah.
"Wait a minute."
And then his head explodes, and there's another Sinister behind him. He's like, he's not a mutant, but I am. The real Sinister. And then he has the
And
conversation
he's a
with
little
him.
more quirky.
Yeah, and he's a little more quirky, but is also more open to what they're talking
of course,
about.
because he's a mutant.
Yeah.
And he's like, "We need you."
Yeah, they're trying to get him to their cause, which is how eventually we're going to get all the other Omegas and shit that he eventually made in the future.
Yep.
This is like the beginnings of that.
It's just scary that you have somebody capable of
doing
making
that.
Omega level genes. Fuck.
Oh my God, dude.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's insane.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And then from here, we cut back to year 1 or year 0, whichever one it was calling it,
Is year 0 on this one?
with Professor X on Krakoa with
I don't know.
Douglas something. I can't remember his last name, but he is Cypher, the mutant Cypher.
That's what I was like. I
He's
can't remember his
the
mutant
ability
name.
to understand and communicate in all languages.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
a
awesome.
dope. That's a dope
awesome.
power.
Right?
That's
yeah,
a dope power.
That's dope. So he Professor X brings him to Krakoa because Krakoa is like a living island.
It's a mutant island.
It's a living mutant island
crazy.
that has its own communication within itself. And Cypher needs to be able to understand it.
Yep.
Professor X already kind of does, or is already kind of
in
able
in
to,
a very simplistic
in
way.
simplistic terms, he's able to like speak with it. And I love that whole conversation with him and Cypher, where Cypher's like, "So you hear this and this, right? But you don't hear any more than that because you can't hear it. He's like the whole complexity of it.
Tree sad, tree hurt.
Right? Yeah.
You okay?
You get that, but what I'm getting is full-fledged conversation. I was like, "Oh snap, bro!"
Yeah, dude. That's never heard this language before in his entire life. It's just that's an awesome power.
Yep.
That's cool.
And Professor X asks him, he's like, "How long would it take you to build and like to coordinate and build an entire like system on here that we could correspond with each other and with the island and like be able to do all these things that we want to do?" And he's like, "It's gonna take so long, like 10
Like
years,
a month to a year." He's like, "Well, you better get to it."
Yeah, he's like, month to a year. He's like, "Well, you better get started then."
Well, and on this island too, we had a big reveal that this island was two. It was two islands at once.
Oh, that's right.
It
Yeah,
was two islands at once, and it was separated, and it only survived because of one mutant.
because of Apocalypse.
Dude, that
Apocalypse
shit
and
is
his
dope.
horsemen
Yeah,
came
and
and
his
defended the
horsemen. They
island.
never said Apocalypse, and they did say horsemen.
Yeah, so we know it's Apocalypse.
Yeah, so it's immediately, I mean, you can tell the design too, the
Yeah.
head shape and everything. You're like, oh shit, who's that? And then the four horsemen, you're like, fuck, dude, that's what's up. So like,
the
I love
original
that they're
island had a
painting
different
Apocalypse.
name, and then it split off into
Started with an
Krakoa.
R, and then it.
Yeah, and it split off into Krakoa and Anakoa, I think is what the other one's
that's
called.
what- yeah.
But Anakoa like sunk to the depths and like went into another dimension or something, didn't it?
I don't remember.
It got taken away or something. They also make a reference to magic in this thing, but
yes.
it can't be Ileana because she's not alive yet. But it's the dimension of limbo and shit. They like
Would
make
she not be?
Ileana? No, not in this point. This is like way back in the dawn of like time and shit. When this would have been when
Oh, they mentioned magic
Apocalypse
from
is
the
old
past.
times.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
Well, it could have been
No, I
another-
meant magic as the character.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
like
know. But
Ileana
it
Rasputin.
happened when they were in one island.
Yeah. yeah.
Okay, okay.
So
I
she
thought
would
you
not have
meant
been
like
alive.
she wasn't alive when Professor Xavier
No,
and
no,
Cypher
no.
got. Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry. Yeah, yeah. No, she may
No,
be
you're
alive
good.
at that point, but I don't think she's alive then either. But yeah, they make like a passing reference to like limbo and to like magic and to like the sword that she has or whatnot. And I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
A little sprinkling Ileana in there. They have to because Rasputin is a descendant of her line,
That's dope.
of her like gene pool, which is Colossus and Ileana Rasputin.
Let's go.
Yeah, which is dope. But yeah, so Apocalypse like saves Krakoa, the one half of the island.
Which is fucking awesome.
That's fucking sweet.
That's
dude.
awesome.
That whole little thing was awesome as fuck, dude. Because it was like way back in like the history of time and shit. That was really cool. That was like beginning of
Revealing
Marvel.
that, I wasn't expecting to see a tree with a face. You know what I
No,
mean?
yeah, that was
I was
cool
like,
too.
whoa, okay, this
Yeah.
is a living, breathing island, and that has now that we see that Cypher's talked to them, that's the language that they use. That language, so it's imprinted on all mutants. That was mentioned in the first issue, I believe.
that they all can now
They
speak.
can
this.
all speak that. Doesn't matter where. And if you have any piece of this with you, you always have a telepathic connection. But that's why they didn't bring it in House 4, because they have a connection back to Krakoa. That's
Exactly.
the only reason why they didn't bring it anymore, and they had to have this link with
Jean.
Jean.
Yep. Yeah.
So I think that's cool. Like this
it was
island is a
smart to not
living,
bring
breathing
that.
mutant, and it's connected to all mutants.
Yep.
So it's a thing that wants to protect all mutants as well. You know what I mean? But it wants to stay secluded because they had some shit happen back in the day.
it almost got destroyed. back in
Yeah,
the
and
day.
almost got destroyed.
Woo. But yeah, that whole thing was cool. So then Professor X leaves him Cypher on the island to create their structure, right?
To create what we know now is their
Yes.
safe haven of Krakoa.
So one thing someone pointed out on Reddit, it's like not pointed out, I guess it's kind of like a theory. What if that is what actually leads to the creation of Nimrod? And it's not what they think. It's not the fucking mother mold. It's because Cypher is down there making this whole thing, right? But also they have Trinary down there with them, and Trinary is able to communicate and like control technology. So she is helping build this whole thing in Krakoa. Cypher is helping decipher the language and build it, and there's another person, I think Forge, that's also down there building it. What if they fucking accidentally, inadvertently create Nimrod on their own in the depths of Krakoa? I was like, oh my god, that's brutal.
That is brutal. But that would have to be revealed though once
Right.
once it came to. Oh man, that's dope.
That'd be brutal if it's true.
That'd be dope. Because then, damn, we'd have another fucking Moira. Come here.
We gotta restart over.
we gotta
messed up.
kill you, bitch.
I don't know how much that tracks with all the issues and how possible it could be, but I was like, that's a decently cool theory. I like
Yeah,
that.
no. I wouldn't mind that if it's approached
If
properly.
they
That's cool.
accidentally create them on their own.
That would be awesome. I would
Yeah.
love for that. I'd love that.
So then technically Nimrod would be a creation of mutants. But he still hates them.
But he still hates him.
Yeah. It'd be crazy. But yeah, so then I believe after this we go to year 1000, yeah?
Yeah, Yeah, I'm
We
still.
finally go back. Not finally, like it's in the last.
mean, it was
issue
like 2
before
issues,
this.
yeah.
It was the last issue. Of
It was in
of
Powers 3,
but
but-
it's been 2 weeks, so it's like finally go back to the Ascension.
Yep, it's
They're
literally
trying to
picks
do
up
the
right
Ascension.
after
Yep.
what they asked for Ascension, and he's like, why do you deem
From
yourself
the
worthy?
what are they called? The machine
a
thing. The
phalanx?
the phalanx. Yeah, the machines.
Mm-hmm.
So they are the ultimate machine mind, right? They're such the ultimate machine mind that they are incredibly sentient, like the ultimate level of sentience. They are in no way humanistic, mutant, or like organic thinking like
They
that.
are a hive
They're in-
mind, though.
They're
in a way,
intelligence.
yes.
They're just supreme intelligence, and they're the highest form of intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
So for other things to like assimilate into them, they have to like pass their test essentially of
What is your use?
yeah of being
What is your
useful
usefulness to us?
and having an intelligence and like depth of knowledge that's gonna help them. Otherwise,
You get destroyed.
yeah, otherwise they're deemed unworthy and destroyed and restarted.
Mhm.
So like this is a very risky endeavor. Either this works and
Yes,
we're
it is.
assimilated, or it doesn't work and they destroy us. And then they even throw another caveat into it because they don't want to be only assimilated in and become part of the hive.
Yeah, but they do
Because
want to know
then-
everything.
That defeats kind of the point of what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they want to know everything. So what they pose then is a question to the phalanx. They have all this information, and it's all the information of like Morris' past lives, of everything that's happened, right? And what they're posing is a new like evolution, essentially, a new mixing to become like to welcome organics in and keep them organic, which is something they've never done before, right?
Yeah, no, they've never done it. You
So-
become that.
Yeah. You become part of the phalanx. You're just part of the hive.
Yep.
And that's not what they're trying to get through this ascension. And this definitely leads me to think even more so that this is the last life leading to Mora's final life. That they
Because-
will get ascended or assimilated in, the ascension will happen, and then she will die and be reborn again with all of that knowledge.
And then she'll never be able to die again.
Well, she could,
So like,
she could still
so
die
Destiny,
again.
but what if
now
that's it? What if she
that's-
reached that height?
I think that's what sets us on all the series that are coming after House and Palace are over.
Okay.
Is her being born again with all the
But
knowledge
didn't they
of
do
phalanx.
a fakeroo when they took a life, right? They took a person to assimilate. Like they summoned someone and they threw someone else in. They transferred consciousness, remember?
Yeah, but they did it with that machine. It was the little machine ball they took.
Yeah.
Because so
But they were supposed to take a person.
these futuristic people that we're seeing are mutants or whatever, each of them seem to have their own little Nimrod machine. And it stores their collective conscious and all their knowledge. And that's what they want to assimilate into it, which is not something they do.
Okay.
And so like the final page is just the phalanx like computing, like thinking about what the answer should be.
did it work?
Should we do this or not? Well, that's a really
So
cool
what do we
final
do
panel.
now? We wait for an answer.
Yeah, that was a cool ass final panel.
That's cool. That's final line.
Yeah, it was. And the final page of this issue is one of their white panel pages that has a quote on it, and it's a very fucking telling quote that definitely correlates back to the ending of House 4. The quote is by Professor X, and it says, "I am not afraid of what I've done, but I do fear what it will one day cost." I think that definitely ties into No More.
You think so?
Oh yeah,
Well, I've
'Cause
also noticed that their little quotes either allude to what's to happen.
or what has or what
what
has
has.
happened. Yep, and I think this is alluding to what has happened that we haven't seen yet. Like it's
So
led
House
to the
5,
events
I
of
mean,
Year
House 5
1000.
is the highlighted issue.
I know, bro.
That's in 2 days.
I know. And that definitely is going to be what No More means. We're going to find out where we go
Yeah.
from here.
Bro. What?
I did not expect when they announced these series for Jonathan Hickman to go in so hard and just pull his big dick out and throw it all over every page and be like, guess what? Everything's getting
Guess
changed.
what?
I was like, oh my God.
I am the X-Man.
I did not expect this. Jonathan Hickman is a fucking genius, dude. This
Jonathan
series,
Dickman is what,
Jonathan
that's
Hickman,
what
yeah.
he's out here doing.
It is, dude, so amazing. So amazing.
Man, it's crazy.
Speaking of comic writers, so I had a little victory on Twitter the other day. Have you read Moon Knight Annual yet?
I have not.
Okay. So Moon Knight Annual brings back Kang, right? That was like the selling point
That's
for it.
awesome.
Is Kang is
That's
in it.
awesome.
Awesome. So I tweeted,
How does Moon Knight fare? Okay. Anyways, go ahead.
oh, it's dope. You'll love it.
Okay.
You'll love it.
Oh, sweet.
So I tweeted about it the other day. Like when I read it, I tweeted like a bunch of tweets about like little mini reviews of the comics I read that day. I read like 5 issues or 5 different series. And that was one thing I tweeted about. And I tweeted that the writer, Colin something, I can't remember his name now, sorry.
Powell.
Yeah, Colin Powell. He's back. Comic writer, baby.
Big comment, baby.
But that he like really understands the character of Moon Knight and Mark Spector, and he writes him brilliantly. And he understands Kang, and he wrote it brilliantly too. And that dude retweeted what I said.
That's
I didn't
amazing.
even tag him in it because I didn't know he was on Twitter.
Yeah.
But
Well,
he
that's the
liked
cool
and
thing about
retweeted it.
Twitter and IG, man.
And then
Like,
he Yeah, he retweeted, like, I went to his feed and saw he was retweeting just a bunch of mentions of him. I was like, man, that's so awesome. And I saw another one that, like, that someone else was talking about the issue, and I responded back to them. And I was like, man, this issue was so badass. Like, I really hope we get to see Kang in the MCU. Like, it's the perfect next villain. And I was like, but we need more than anything a new Moon Knight ongoing. They've got a show coming out in, like, the next few years. There needs to be a Moon Knight ongoing, and Colin should write this book. And he responded to that.
That's
and he was
amazing.
like, tell Marvel that. So I retweeted him saying, tell Marvel. And I was like, yo, at Marvel. I was like, wow, we should get a new Moon Knight ongoing, because you got the show coming soon, and this will help keep him in the minds of everybody, so they'll be more excited for the show. And it looks like you already have someone ready to write it. And also,
Annual is that good, huh?
It is amazing. And also,
I added it to my box. It's in there.
all the time, dude, I mention Kelly Thompson, who's writing Captain Marvel, and she also wrote Mr. and Mrs. X and Rogue Gambit, and she's writing the new Deadpool in November, which is cool. Yeah, bro.
Brand new Deadpool?
Yep, a
Nice.
new Deadpool series coming out, and she's the writer of it.
Getting that.
It's either a new series or she is just becoming the Deadpool writer of the Deadpool series. It's one of the two, but she's becoming Deadpool writer.
Wow,
which is fucking
main
dope.
writer, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Oh.
which is dope. So, like, all the time, I put her in mentions, and she all the time actually responds to me, likes and retweets my shit all the time.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Fucking hey, that's awesome.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Donny Cates never does. It's unfortunate, but
Donny Cates
I
is
mention him all the time, but
it's Donny Cates.
Yeah.
Let him do his thing.
I
Okay?
get
Let
the-
him sit back and just deliver what he's been delivering.
Donny Cates doesn't. I get the feeling he does not sit on Twitter. Like these other people seem to look at their mentions a lot. I think only when Donny Cates is like at the airport bored waiting for a flight or something, he'll go and look in his mentions. I think he largely just tweets. He doesn't actually correspond often.
Okay.
Damn it, Donnie.
Donnie, just
Talk
give
to
me one thumbs up.
I've met you.
Just one like.
I interviewed you once. Talk to me, Donnie.
Talk to me.
But yeah, I'm super excited to see where House and Powers go from here.
He
I'm
was at
very
that
excited
ChatCon?
that 5 is the thing. Yeah, dude, he was the big name.
That's dope.
Yeah, he's in the vlog, day 3. He's our interview.
No, I remember that. I
Yeah.
watched the thing. Yeah.
dude, fuck. Donny Cates is so cool.
I was just mesmerized.
Yeah, he's awesome, bro. And y'all, God, yeah, you're fucking Trevor. We also interviewed Amy Chu in that too. The
Amy Schumer? Wow, she
Amy
was
Schumer-
there?
No, Amy Chu, the famed Poison Ivy writer. She wrote one of the greatest Poison Ivy minis of all time, Poison
what's
Ivy:
up.
Life and Death. I just actually reread that like a couple weeks ago because I haven't read it since it first came out like 2 or 3 years ago.
Nice.
So fucking good. I forgot that's the introduction of her like quote unquote children.
That was?
Yeah, that's the introduction of the character Thorn, and then I can't remember Thistle, and then the other one. That's where they were introduced. Is in
Dude,
that like
that's
she
dope.
created them.
Isn't Thorn in DCUO? Or no, am I thinking it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Like
okay.
the video game?
Yeah,
All 3 of
the
them
game.
are.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're all in it. Also, one of them was referenced, and I think we actually saw them in Justice League Dark. And we did. We saw Thorn. When the Parliament of Trees was being destroyed and whatnot, Thorn was the one destroying it. It was possessed. Yeah, that's her
Shit.
kid.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
that was just a... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. I believe it was Thorn. I know it was one of the 3.
Cool. No, it's Thorn.
Yeah.
That's cool. That just completely left my head.
It was a female.
The
They're
red
all,
tent.
they're all 3 females. They're her
Yeah.
kids.
Okay, don't be sexist about it, dude.
Right?
Jesus.
Yeah, it was 3 girls.
Don't be sexist about it, dude. This is a PC climate, and this is a PC podcast.
I don't understand.
Omega level PC.
Well, except when Steven's on here. It's the
Except
Mega
when
Level
Steven's on
Sexist
here.
podcast.
Sexist pooper face.
Sexist Poopcast.
Sexist poopcast.
Got him.
Get it trending. Hashtag fuck Jeff.
That's the trend.
Man.
So let's dive into the boys.
Woo! I
But
wish I could.
Let's not
what?
dive in the way that
I'm going to jail. I'll
the
see you
deep
guys.
likes to.
Cops here. Cops here.
So I'm going to start this off with my biggest contention about this show.
Oof.
I have never read the comics,
Okay.
but I read a lot about the comics after watching the series because I was interested. And
To see what correlates and what
yeah,
changes
what
and
quotes and
stuff.
what was different.
Of course.
I fucking hate the changes they made to the Deep.
Was he...
He's-
Yeah, I like
he's
the Deep by the end of the show.
He's
He's
an
my number
entirely
5.
different character.
Really?
In the comics, he's like potentially the smartest one of them,
Okay.
other than like Homelander.
Yeah.
But he is easily the most tactful of them all. He's the one that's probably the least evil,
Okay.
and he also
He
is.
still would... Well, Maeve probably would still be that.
Maeve's pretty fucked up in the comics.
No, I'm talking about
On the show?
wise because Deep
Starlight,
while he did
obviously,
the,
but Maeve in the show for sure
well,
is the least
Starlight,
evil.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
just,
Maeve
that's
is
not fair.
Maeve is the
We don't
least
count
of them.
Starlight because she's a new addition.
Yeah.
Deep would. He did the one fucked up thing, at the
Which he
beginning.
doesn't even do in the comics.
He doesn't.
It's not him.
Well, yeah, the other one was.
It's-
It's much worse. It's much worse.
Yeah,
Homelander,
because it's Homelander, Black Noir,
and fucking
the quick guy,
A-Train.
A-Train.
Yeah.
And I think one other person actually, but it's 3 or 4 of them that force her to give all of them fellatio. And it is not the Deep. He is never a part of that. I think it's Translucent Man is also there. It's the 4 of them.
No, Translucent Man. Yes.
I think. It might have just been those 3. But anyways, Deep is not a part of that. They like completely changed his character for the show. And one thing I said to Steven, and this was while talking about Revelations, he had never thought about it in this way. So the Deep, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a vile character. They all are.
Okay.
But the caveat with the Deep is that he is very, very much, even though he's like Aquaman, he's actually Namor. Because the Deep hates humans.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't give a fuck about them.
Nope.
He views them as a life less
Well,
than.
it's because of his life. Yeah,
Yes.
his aquatic
Because
life gets fucked
they
up every
pollute
time.
the ocean. They destroy aquatic life, which is exactly how Namor feels.
Yep.
That's why he's villainous so often, because he doesn't respect or like humanity because of how destructive they are. So for the Deep to do what he did to Starlight, to him, it's not like sexual assault or rape, because she's not a person. She's meat. She's less than.
Okay.
Every human is less than to him. He doesn't give a fuck
Even
about
if it
them.
has superpowers?
Yeah, it
it's
doesn't
just like
matter.
you're not aquatic
They're
life.
less than. Yeah. He doesn't view him in that way. So, yes, it's very messed up what he did.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I'm not trying to like say that it was okay or
No,
anything
of
like
course not,
that.
of course
But from his point of view, she is not worth a conversation to him.
Possibly.
She's nothing.
But I don't think that the writers conveyed that. I think it was just that he did a fucked up thing. And that's all it
like
was.
in that
You know what I
moment,
mean?
they don't convey. But I think looking at the whole scope of the show throughout of the season,
Yep.
when you look at his character and everything
what
that
he
he went
goes
through,
through
yeah,
the rest of
it's
it.
very clear by the end of the season that like he doesn't value human life.
No, of course not. Of
He
course
doesn't
not.
care about him at all.
He also has killed 2 fucking people trying to save them. 2 animals by trying to save them.
Dude, I laughed so hard at the dolphin scene when he's in the van. At the whole
He's like,
conversation
"No, I'm not
he
gonna
had
touch
with
it."
and then about it flying out the windshield. Dude, I was crying. Also, I felt just desserts for when he was sexually assaulted.
That was
That scene was
painful.
Very uncomfortable.
Yes.
And it was like, I almost felt kind of bad that I felt good.
But see,
that I was like,
that's what the
"Fuck
question is.
you."
See, that's where I think
Exactly.
the hypocrisy comes from. Is like we shouldn't think just because that
Exact-
dude fucking
true.
sexually assaults someone, we shouldn't hope that he gets sexually assaulted.
Exactly, yeah.
Like,
I-
everyone deserves justice. Do not get me wrong. But like to get excitement, and don't get me wrong. I didn't if at that point.
I felt
'cause
both ways.
Yeah, because
I realized the gravity of the situation, and I realized what it was trying to do, and that it worked on me. That I was like,
and I'm sure that's what they were trying to go for. Like,
That
yeah,
I felt
hey
like it was
guys that hate the
justice.
deep, like fuck you.
yeah, I felt that it was justice, but I also realized that I should not feel that he should have to go through this too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Of course,
it's not really justice.
it's like what people say. You don't wish that on your worst enemy, even though you've had something bad done to you. Like, does it make it better that it happens to that person?
Like evil should not beget evil.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Like, 2 bad deeds don't make a good one.
Yeah, I don't pour fire on fire to put out fire.
Exactly.
It's
You
just
know
not
what I'm saying?
something you do.
So like, I totally got the gravity of everything, and I was like, man, this was very well done.
Some would say it's deep.
I hate you. So, man, this show overall
Excellent.
blew my expectations out of the water.
Of course, I came in with low. I was like, oh, dark superhero stuff. Let's see. You know,
I didn't come in with low expectations, but I came in with a skewed view of what I thought the show was going to be, because I'd heard so much hype about it and heard
course.
how fucked up it was.
every episode has
And
at least
actually-
one brutal death.
That's what kept me from watching for a little while.
Really?
Was that I thought it was going to be like torture porn. It was just going to be like shock factor after shock factor.
Oh.
Like, look how messed up they are. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not that interested in that.
Yeah, I get
and
that.
it is to an extent that, but it's not about that.
Well, it's clever the way they approach it. Well, they have that.
It's
Like I said,
intentional,
It's,
like,
it's
it-
at least one per episode, but it's not like there's like 6 an episode.
Right, yeah,
You
but
know?
it's not just shock for shock's sake.
Nope.
It is shocking, and it's supposed to be shocking, but it's posing a question while it's being shocking.
Okay.
It's always posing moral questions
Mm-hmm.
at the whole time through.
It makes
And
you
that's what
question: was
carries
that the
it.
right thing to do?
Exactly.
Should we have done something different?
Mhm.
You know?
Man, it's whew.
I mean,
And-
through and through, it's excellent. I think it has very strong pacing. There's really
Mm-hmm.
not a weak episode. It's honestly every time you finish an episode, you're like, "Fuck, I gotta watch the one."
I don't
next.
think there's a weak person in the cast either. I
A-Train.
do think
Easily
A-Train's
A-Train.
performance is the worst, but I wouldn't go as far to say it's a terrible performance and he should have never been
Oh,
there.
okay. I wouldn't go as far as say it's
I think it
terrible,
was
but
weak,
it's just so weak.
And he had the least interesting story.
And I think Maeve's the second weakest overall because she doesn't get a lot of screen time.
I agree with you because
So-
she doesn't get much time. I think
She
there's
has
a couple
two
moments
strong
where
moments.
she really fucking shines, and it's like, why isn't she getting more?
But then
we
they didn't
see
focus
the
on it,
talent
yeah.
there.
Obviously, Homelander was money like piece
Dude,
of shit, but money all
Best
the way
performance
through.
in the series.
Second,
No, you're right. You're right,
I think
Billy.
Butcher.
I think Billy's the best
Butcher
performance
gave
too.
the
Yeah,
best one.
Billy
Carl
and then him.
Urban. Yep.
Carl Urban slays.
Dude,
He's
fuck
amazing.
me, dude. He looks so weird without a beard.
This guy from Homelander needs to be in more stuff. Or
Dude,
this guy that is
Anthony
Homelander,
something. I
he's
don't know.
awesome.
He's
dude.
fucking
I've never
awesome.
seen him before.
Yeah, I know.
At least I don't recognize that. I've seen
I
him
have
before.
not seen him from anything.
He was
I went through his
incredible,
IMDb. I did not see him in anything.
I think I did too, and I didn't recognize anything.
Huey was amazing as well.
Yes.
He's the main human.
Starlight
that
was great.
Yeah, Starlight was. She's so adorable.
The Deep, for how
She's so
awful
good.
he is, great performance.
Great performance,
nailed
and
it.
it's just one of those that they start you off with "fuck this dude," and then they just shit on his character the entire show.
See,
and
but
he
it
gets-
didn't. It didn't really make me empathize or sympathize with him.
Did you
Like, I
not?
don't like him in the end. I still don't like him.
See, he's my number 5.
Yeah, I still hate him.
I like Deep.
Dude,
Deep storyline was nice.
My number 5 up until the biggest reveal of the season was Homelander. Like,
He's all the way down at 5?
No, like, not performance, like, actual liking. Like, I liked that character.
Oh. Well,
And it was weird. Like, it was awkward to like him. You know, it's rooting for the villain.
But
This was a very real placed villain. You know what I mean? Like, this world feels very real within the superhero setting.
Okay.
And there's always...
Well, the references of him trying to save a plane out of midair, you know, it makes sense that he's like, I can't do that. There's nothing to stand on. I can't just naturally just
I would
strengthen
break it all and kill everybody inside.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point. I love the thought put into that, right? But he does such despicable things, and he's very clearly a sociopath. And he is very manipulative. He's never really honest with anyone or true. There's only a few moments that I feel like he is with Madeline. But even then, I feel like he always still has an ulterior motive, and it's always selfish.
Because he wants mama's boobies.
He wants her for himself, right? Yeah,
that's exactly.
I loved the disgust and disdain he had for the baby.
So you
He
talking
hated
about
the baby for being a
so
baby.
the reveal? I assume you mean
Is the rape, right?
Oh, okay.
Is what made me be like, oh man, no, I don't like him. Holy fuck, he is brutally. He's just a piece of shit. But like, there was a point where I was like, I think he's like one of my favorite characters in this show. Like, yeah, he's awful, but he's so interesting.
I'm saying if you carry a performance and you are a strong villain, I will always rank you. He's my number 2.
I still think he's interesting, and as far as like interest goes and performance, he's up there. But for me to be like, I like this character of like, this is a character I like. It's a favorite. I definitely can't say him.
See, why are people so afraid to like a bad person in a fictional setting?
Because
it's different if I'm like, man, I love Hitler. Like, man, fuck yeah, man.
Because it poses the moral question, right? It's like,
I fucks with Cadastro.
How can I
Fidel.
like? Right?
I said
I fucks with Cadastro. You said it like it was Key and Peele. You Key and Peeled it. But Cadastro's dope. It shoots off in the sky.
Yeah, like that,
like a missile. But like, because it poses the moral question, right? Of like, how can I be okay with liking this character and ultimately liking them makes me want to root for them. But how can I root for someone that continually does things that are worse upon worse upon worse?
But is it counted as rooting for them if you just like them? You can't just be like, oh man, you're fucked up. I hope you lose, but you're also pretty dope.
I mean,
like, you don't have to root
you
for
can
them just
definitely see
because you
that
like
way.
them.
I don't think a lot of people do and or
because
have
Butcher does some shit I don't like.
True, I don't think a lot of people do and or have the capacity to separate that though.
Okay.
So like,
I mean, emotions drives a lot.
True.
So.
I do in a sense, but I almost kind of don't want to, right?
Because the same thing with
I want to root for who I like.
You can admit that he kills the fucking performance.
Yeah,
He's
but
awesome,
he's an awful character. I don't like him.
He was my top 5 for a while.
See, I hated him, man. Yeah, you tell me both, dude. That was like
he was
my
at
favorite
least
character.
top 10. Yeah, I was gonna say he was at least. He finished top 10 for sure.
But it's like for me personally, definitely, I want to root for who I like.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I can't root for that guy. He's a piece of shit.
Dude, with Homelander, so dope.
And I also make
pure evil.
I also am able to make the distinction of best and favorite.
Okay.
So as far as best goes, I think he's the second best character on the show. Maybe the best character on the show. It's him and Billy for sure.
See, and that's something that people can't do either.
Yeah.
I have a problem with that because I think my favorite, like when it comes to movies,
also
I
the
think
best, right?
why would my favorite not be the best? Like, how can I be?
In certain things,
that's why I can never truly critique things because
Right.
I can't be like, I don't think these movies are the best because it's not my favorite. Like, I like these because I think they're the best in these fields. I don't know.
See, I can distinguish that, right? Because like my favorite movie of all time is The Fountain, but I don't think it's the greatest movie ever made. I think 2001: A Space Odyssey is the greatest movie ever made.
It's wrong.
I mean, obviously,
Kubrick's a fucking hack.
because it's The Godfather.
Are you kidding me?
But yeah, I can make that distinction.
It's Godfather 3.
It is difficult to make the distinction though, because while I will admit that like The Fountain's not the greatest movie ever made, I will fight you tooth and nail that it is one of the greatest movies ever made.
Yeah.
And that's because of my bias, because I like it and it's a favorite, right?
Yeah, of course.
I think everybody has that. So I can differentiate that. But a lot of times I don't when listing things, right? So like when I list like fucking, I don't know, like my favorite like comic book characters, it's obvious that I don't think that like Rogue is the most powerful character of all time or Harley's the most powerful character of all time. But I would argue they're the best character of their respective publications.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with like being able to differentiate that, like I was saying, like I think he's one of the best characters on the show, but I wouldn't say he's like my favorite because I want to root for my favorites and I can't root for him.
Okay.
So that looks very different. Like my favorite is Frenchie because I want to root for Frenchie.
Yeah, of course.
Who is also still a piece of shit and makes some very awful decisions and continually screws up what they're doing.
Yep.
But he does it because his heart is oddly in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a fuck up.
Yep. It's just going to
That's
be
why I like
interesting
him.
because he's going to fall for Kimiko, and then what's going to happen to the
She's gonna
homegirl?
fucking murder us. That's
Well,
probably.
she's clearly all
Like,
about
she
him.
loves him.
Like,
Like,
yeah, she's
they have a
at least
very special
protection.
bond.
Yeah,
I
like
love
okay,
that.
he's the first person to show me love.
All
and
those
care.
scenes hit so hard with me, with him trying to like just find a connection with her, that he just cared so much. I was like, man, that really hit. And I mean, if you're still listening, obviously we're spoiling the fuck out of this whole thing,
Oh, of
as we
course.
always do. I was fucking heartbroken for the 3 seconds it took for the next episode to start when she died. Heartbroken.
Dude, yeah, she
And
got
then as soon as the next one started, they didn't leave you any time. It's like, she's not dead. I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah,
Woo,
started
she was
healing. I
just
like,
getting interesting.
"Ooh."
Oh, man.
Yeah, I was like, damn, she got straight gutted. She did not. Black Noir goes hard.
Yeah. Man, I wish we could have seen more of him, but I get why we don't.
Season 2.
He looks so cool, though.
Got it. The 5 seconds we see every time.
Dude, he's Snake Eyes.
You have a
Snake Eyes from
moment.
G.I. Joe.
You have a moment. Go, Joe. You have a moment. It's one of my favorite comedic moments because you're just like, I mean, you're led to believe that Black Noir is just an amazing to the books hero, just
Right.
fucking just awesome. You know, maybe salt of the earth. I don't know. It's hard to tell. We don't know his powers except
may be
he's
the
really
one
good
good
with
one.
weapons and he's a
Yeah.
really good fighter. That's all we know. But we have Homelander holding a meeting. We have the Deep. We have A-Train. We have Queen Maeve, and we have Black Noir. I
And
think
Starlight,
Starlight
right?
as well.
Yeah.
Starlight as well. Well, he's like, what's going on with everybody? Everyone's doing shit. The Deep sucks.
It's
Maeve's
her
not
first
doing
meeting,
well.
actually.
It's their first meeting.
Yeah.
Starlight, you're not, I don't think he really harped on Starlight.
He didn't because she just got
she
there.
just got there. Deep's not doing well. Translucent's missing.
And they're talking about like their social impact,
Yeah,
right?
like the social impact. Like, what the fuck's going on? No, that was the second one. That's a different
Was
one.
it? Okay,
The
okay,
first
okay.
one was Translucent was there, and he's talking about like, man, so and so was
Yeah,
stealing
that's
my
right.
money.
That was
They're
the first
pirating
one,
you.
yeah.
yeah.
Making me
so it was
look
the second
bad.
one.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
they're shitting on the Deep, shitting on Maeve, shitting on.
Isn't that after he threatens the
A-Train.
fuck out of Starlight?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he just randomly, Homelander's like, except you, Black Noir, you're doing great. And then just goes right to
Out of nowhere.
and it just shows Black Noir just sitting there all
He's like,
stoic.
I'm always doing great.
Yeah, it doesn't say a line this entire movie
No.
or TV show. So
Never once.
I'm assuming, kind of mad I looked at IMDb page because I wanted a big reveal of who I didn't see who it was, but I do know. I don't know if you want to know.
What?
It is an African American gentleman, or at least black.
Oh,
Yeah.
That plays
'Cause
Black
I
Noir?
didn't want to find out. I want to know if I don't know who it is though. I didn't look at the name. I just looked away real quick.
Oh,
I was
you
like,
saw the
fuck.
picture of the
Yeah, 'cause
face?
I just want to see names. And I was like, shit. I don't want to see. I wanted to if they reveal it to be
You
like,
wanna
oh hell yeah.
Be surprised by what he looks
But
like.
as it seems, this show is playing a lot of actors and actresses that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, very
so
much
there's
so.
probably still a good chance that he's not like somebody. I
I'm
know.
like, oh, I don't recognize this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was mad. I was like, oh damn.
Yeah, I
Dopey's,
only-
Dopey's black though. So Black Noir's black. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Hope he has some sort of race joke about it.
Oh, I do too. I do too. I hope he pulls a mask off. He's like,
like,
I had to be Black
My
Noir,
name.
huh?
Yeah, I'm Black.
Black Falcon. Black Falcon.
Green Falcon out.
What'd you say again, Black Falcon? Over. It's Green Falcon. Man, that was so funny too.
That was a good one.
That was 100% a dig at Power Rangers, by the way.
Oh, duh.
But how like all the races were their corresponding colors.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing to me that shit like that ever flew. Yellow Ranger is Asian, Black Ranger is black. It's like,
I don't know.
bro,
Apparently, people
let's pump
accepted
the brakes.
racism a little bit easier back in the day for
Can't believe-
whatever
Can't
reason.
believe there wasn't a Hispanic person that was the Brown Ranger. It's like, my God, dude, y'all need to calm down with this.
Yellow Ranger was Asian.
And that was a kid's show, man. That's how fucked up that is. That was
'Cause
ingraining,
it's already instilling in your-
and
yeah.
ingraining in kids from a small age prejudice instantly.
Immediately, like, huh,
was like, man,
yellow, black. Yeah.
Fuck y'all.
Yeah.
That's just messed up, dude. I mean, I agree with
doesn't
the
help.
I agree with the show, but it's like still like I'm just kidding.
Okay. Thank you for listening to the,
Yeah.
the podcast today.
This is the last one ever, I guess.
I was wrong about Omega Level PC. That will be coming on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, 9 o'clock Eastern time.
It's Tuesday and Thursday.
Tuesday, Thursday.
But the man, I was about to say something else about this.
You sure?
No, not at all. Oh yeah, so man, Homelander, bro. We gotta harp on him for a second.
Dude's a G.
This dude, his performance to just switch complete moods in an instant is amazing. How he goes from being like, this shouldn't have happened. We should have been able to save them, to the very next scene or the next moment being the sociopath that's gonna fucking murder you.
Yep.
Like, that performance is incredible.
He's like, hey, you know where Translucence is. Like, give me some details. Well, I don't think you need to do that. He's like, I'm fucking Homelander. Now give me what I need to know.
That was
you know
that
what I
was
mean?
incredible.
Like he's being like, hi, I'm blah blah. He's like, oh my god, they're all starstruck. Like it's
Like,
Homelander.
I think I
It's
should talk to Madeline. He's like, no, I
No.
am fucking Homelander.
Yeah,
You will
immediately
tell me.
puts his hand, like forces her hand to do that. Like now, pick where I need to. Like No, exactly that.
That and the plane scene are the best ones. The best illustrations.
I will heap him the fuck out of you.
Get the fuck down.
I will heap him every single one of you.
I was like, oh my god, that whole scene. That's the whole plane is rocking and shaking, and he's walking. And he's like, oh man, it's a bumpy one. He's like, it's everything's fine. Everyone be calm. Are you leaving us? No, I'm not leaving you. Goes to the back. He's leaving us. No, I'm not leaving.
Queen Maeve, we gotta get the fuck out of here. We're gonna die. Which I think is like, he said, if you don't leave, you'll die with these people. But in the first episode, she took a armored car straight to the back without taking any damage.
I think he was threatening her.
Oh, because
I think
she
if
would
you
have
don't leave,
revealed.
you'll die. Like, I'll kill you.
Okay, so it could have been like he doesn't trust that she'll reveal that.
Yeah,
but she could still do
I
it.
think it's very clear.
Everyone is very scared of Homelander.
I think she would have survived that.
Yeah, well, she took
that crash.
I would think so. She took a fucking armored truck and split it right down the middle by standing there.
Yeah.
I
so
mean,
I think she'll
I know a
survive
plane
that.
crash might be different, but she cut a fucking armored truck,
Yeah,
a
in
banked
half.
armored truck in half by standing.
Yeah. I think she'll survive. I think it was just him threatening, like,
Probably a
if you
threat.
stay, you'll die with him. It was like,
Okay.
I'm going to fucking murder you.
Okay.
Like, you can't stay here.
Yeah.
But man, that was brutal. When she tried to save the kid, and his logic in the moment is awful and 100% accurate.
Yeah, he's
And
like,
that's why it's
he's like, can't you
awful.
save them? You want me to make 147 trips?
Yeah, and I love that too, where it's like, it's going to take me 147 times to come back. I can't carry 9 people
Yep.
at once.
I can't grab anything in the midair because that's just not something that can use strength,
I literally have to take someone, leave here, land back on the plane, take someone, leave.
But the thing is why
he
didn't
may
he
have
at
been
least
able
try
to do it?
He should have at least
He
tried to
doesn't want
save.
to.
He doesn't want to. That's the thing, because he could at least tried and saved half people.
Yeah. He didn't want to.
But instead, he turns it into a terrorist attack.
Yeah, and then when she tries to save the kid, he's like, you can't take him with you. He's like, it's a fucking witness. You think they're going to be quiet and not tell everyone what we did and what happened? I was like, man, he is too smart.
Fuck me.
He's too smart for everybody. He's
Uh-huh.
like, fuck, dude. That's
I mean,
exactly what would happen.
He is a devious man.
And then that leads to my favorite moment of the entire show, is when they're standing on the beach, and he, like, just barely looks to the side to see the camera crews close enough to him, and then he, like, speaks to himself, quote unquote. He's like, this didn't have to happen. Like, oh, hold on, did you say something? What'd you say? And then remember, he turns it into this total PR moment and turns it all around and makes it work for them.
Yep.
It's like,
Went
dude,
off
he
script.
is such a piece of trash.
Went off
dude.
script and just killing it.
Yeah, dude.
Just killing it.
Oh my God, he's so amazing.
There's so many dope moments in this and very strong story points as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Starlight's moment with the whole religious thing.
Oh,
When she gets on
man,
stage and her whole
yeah.
speech to everybody, I was like, oh my God, that was so powerful.
Some guy shoves your dick in his face, and people fucking news things are like, chop that motherfucker's dick off.
Oh, and I also love how the corporation turned that around and used it anyway.
Uh-huh.
Turned it against her. I'm like, oh my God, they're awful, dude. They're awful.
Of course.
That one's a piece of garbage. I was shocked
Dude, it's
that
money.
she didn't make it through the season.
It's money.
I was shocked
That she made it through the season?
that she didn't make it through the season.
Well, I mean, she made it to the final fucking, like,
And then
5
Homeland
minutes.
murked
Yeah.
that ass. Woo, that was crazy.
Billy thinks he's going to get one up on fucking Homelander. The one thing that his weakness, his one thing he loves, Madeline.
And then he murders her.
And then he's like, where were we again?
dude, that was so
Dude, that is
fucking
hard
hard.
as shit. And it's all because he lied.
Yeah.
That's if she would have told the truth,
He would have saved her.
he would have saved her. He wouldn't have done that. He's
He would
like,
have
okay,
done
this
whatever
is
Billy
your
wanted
test.
and saved
Yeah.
her. Yep.
Instead, he saw that look on his face. He's like, fuck, dude, that
I
twitch in
love
the eye.
that
And
he didn't know too.
yeah.
Like Homelander
Yeah.
didn't know
He didn't
that
know.
she survived.
Yeah. She didn't know that he had a kid.
Yeah.
He's like, whoa. And then, of course, he lied. And then she lied. And then, well, before Madeline lied, he talked to him again.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he killed him.
He did kill. Oh, for sure. He had to have killed him.
Yeah.
Oh, they're talking about the doctor.
The doctor,
Yeah.
like his dad.
Because he went to him the first time. And
that
the
would be
doctor-
technically his dad.
The doctor lied to him, and they
Yep.
went back to Madeline, and Madeline lied, but their stories didn't correlate. There was one inconsistency that he noticed. So he goes back to the doctor off screen. We don't see it, and he gets the full story, and he definitely murders that guy.
Yeah.
But we don't see it happen.
No.
And then he goes back to Madeline's where Billy is, and yeah, then that's revealed that he knows everything.
Billy's
Fucking
holding that
murks
bitch
her.
hostage. Yep. And the little baby that Homelander's had 2 stare downs with, because fucking
Because
why
he hates the
not,
kid.
dude? Is dead. We're just
Yeah.
assuming that Homelander
Oh,
did
blew up
not
in the
save
glass.
him.
That was a baller moment too, where Billy's like,
Fuck it. Dude, he's like, I live.
And then Homelander saved
This
him.
is all I have, yeah. Then Homelander's like, wake up, buddy.
So that whole scene is.
But not only are you alive, you get to see the wife that you thought was dead and my child.
Yeah, that was rough.
Fuck
bro.
me, dude.
So that whole
Fuck
scene when they're in the house, as it was playing out, like I just kept thinking, like, where the fuck is this possibly gonna go?
Yeah.
Like, how does Billy survive this?
Yeah.
It's the Homelander. You can't touch him. And then once he killed Madeline, I was like, oh my God, Billy's gonna die. I legit thought that was
Yep,
it for him this
Homelander,
season.
yep. I was like,
oh,
damn,
shit.
there goes Billy.
Yeah.
I was like, no, not Butcher.
No,
my
God,
favorite.
He's so good.
He
Oh, I
really
love him.
is.
But yeah, and then so in the comics, it is revealed that Homelander rapes Billy's wife, and she becomes pregnant. and she dies during childbirth because the baby bursts through her stomach and kills her. It's too strong.
Did the baby survive?
Yeah, the baby survives. So he does it again in the comics too, and that's where like the next story picks up.
Okay.
So the big change in the show is that Billy's wife did not die. She was taken into like protective custody somewhere else, and she's still with the kid. Mm-hmm. So Billy wakes up with Homelander, and you see this kid come out, and then you see the wife walk around, and she doesn't have a look of like total fear to see Homelander.
She has, but she's only looking at Butcher.
But she looked shocked to see Billy. And she looks ashamed, honestly, to see Billy.
Yeah.
And she knows she did something wrong. Mm-hmm. So the show, Billy thinks that Homelander raped her. That's its entire motivation. Mm-hmm. Homelander tells him he didn't do it. He tells him he had sex with her. She came onto him and he fucked her. And he gave her this like great fucking or whatever, right? But we also see earlier when he tries to have sex with not have sex with Madeline, but he's with Madeline, like he comes instantly.
But see, I just
but
think
it's
that's
also
more of a
something that he's
thing.
built up inside himself.
Like
this
is the number one girl that I want on
right.
the
So
planet.
this other girl, like Billy's wife, he probably wouldn't have cared about.
Yeah, he
It
wouldn't
wouldn't have been about
yeah.
that. It would have been a power move for him to do it, right? Mm-hmm. But Homelander is a very devious, deceptive person. He could easily be lying to Billy.
Of course.
And he actually did rape her. We don't know. But the ending shot of the season,
unless that's just poorly done and directed.
Unless it's very poorly done, it leads me to believe that he was telling Billy the fucking truth. And he didn't. And she feels ashamed that she cheated on her husband and got pregnant. So she agreed to leave. When they offered to when the doctor and Madeline would have offered to send her away somewhere, she agreed to do it for the safety of the child. They probably offered
money as well.
Yeah, for the safety of the child and her thinking probably it's the safety of Billy because if Billy finds out, she knows how her husband is. And Homelander will definitely kill him.
Butcher.
Yeah. And she had to have known how the heroes were behind the scenes because she worked there. Mm-hmm. Which, again, also is like, would she really want to come on to him if she knew who he was?
But what if she didn't know?
That's my thinking, too, is what if she didn't know, though? Because at the party, when Billy meets him, he's very nice to his wife, and his wife seems very taken with Homelander. Of
course. Yeah.
So maybe it's always an act around her. People don't get to see.
But, I mean, only the truest people see the true nature of all
I was just thinking, really, only the other heroes in Madeline know how they are.
I mean, probably some of the assistants knows their, like, diva-ness, I'm sure.
Right, yeah, but they don't know they're these awful people.
Not they're evil.
True, yeah. That is true, yeah. So maybe she would not have known.
And see, in the footage, too, unless, once again, that's poorly directed, she didn't act like somebody that just got raped. When she left the room, she wasn't leaving frantically. She was just leaving casually and, like, just looking around like, oh, does no anyone looking? Like, I didn't get that vibe.
I thought she was very frazzled and disheveled, and I guess it could be, like, guilt. Mm-hmm. But, like, oh, man, I can't believe I just fucking did that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I don't know, I could still...
Dress wasn't ripped?
I could still interpret it as, yeah, maybe.
But also it's Homelander, so if it's like...
It also could have been one of those things where, like, he made her take her clothes off and made her sit there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, he didn't have to be forceful because of who he is. Mm-hmm. You know, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a very interesting caveat of the show.
The second you second guess him, his eyes light up, and you're like, okay, I'm going to sit back down.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I don't want to get heat beamed.
Laser beam.
Yep, I don't want to get that.
I'm going to sit down. It's like, I really don't know, man. But I think the show is leading more towards he didn't rape her. And I think...
And I'm also begging the question, because did you end up watching the little season 2 teaser?
Yeah, I did. That's cool.
He couldn't control his strength. Why can his son control his strength?
What do you mean?
He, like, hugged. Remember? He hugged on accident and has killed multiple people. He's like, are you my mom?
Has?
Yeah. Did you watch the little kid one?
Oh, when he was a kid, he probably learned to control it as he got older. So maybe the kid was taught already how to control it.
How?
I don't know.
Just mom?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Because, I mean, as a kid, a baby, like, I'm sure he just grabs you and would rip your fucking arm off.
He might just be half of what Homelander is.
Oh, true.
He's not as powerful.
He's half human, half that.
Yeah. Oh, there's a theory I've read, too, that Homelander is an alien and all of Compound V is derived from his blood.
That's what I want. I want him to be the truest alien.
He is Superman.
Because he created terrorists in this, too. That was his plan.
That was so dope,
his plan.
dude.
He's created terrorists.
That he had that working the whole time behind the scenes. He was the one that created the woman, essentially, and all that stuff.
Anybody that's he's using Compound V to do this. I mean,
he's making the superheroes essential. They're necessities now because now they're super villains. And there hasn't been before.
And there hasn't been.
He's such a piece of trash, dude.
But he's ruining the world, does he not? Right? Yeah. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Because he's a sociopath.
Superheroes will always be essential. Why did you make stronger things? You would be, like, unstoppable. That's how confident Homelander is in his power.
Well,
Think about that. That has to be how confident he's. Like, nothing can touch
supremely
me.
Confident.
The only thing that his weakness that we know of is he can't look through zinc.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other than that,
which is the same thing as Superman. He can't look through lead.
Yeah, of course.
I also loved that.
If they reveal that he gets power from the sun, I'm done.
Oh God. I loved when he went to that one big building with Maeve to kill those people.
Oh my God. That's the start of episode 8.
You guys are the real heroes.
Yeah. He does it every time. Anytime.
I love it, dude.
That was the start of episode 8, I believe.
Was it? Yeah, that was so good.
And what's funny is, like, you could have actually watched that and it spoiled nothing.
True. Yeah, very true. Very true. And the one person's running off in the distance, he just kills them. Oh, man. Whew.
We have to make it look like we got shot. That's why they get away with killing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because if they ever get shot, boom, they can kill.
Yep. That's so devious, dude.
Dude, it's
They're
awesome.
devious people.
Fuck, I'm so excited for season 2.
I love man. So the way Translucent died shocked me when it happened.
Because I thought he died in episode 1.
They shoved the freaking pipe bomb up his butt and blew it up.
Yeah,
I was
he
not expecting
immediately
that.
was like,
I thought he was gonna last.
surprised
throughout
he
the
didn't do
season.
something like, I'll suck your dick.
Knowing that it's Seth Rogen that wrote this, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, him and Evan Goldberg did a great job developing this show. Whew.
Dude, man, the
Very
VCU, I'm excited.
The VCU.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too, man. That show is excellent.
This is really good. I think it's a really good, well-rounded cast as well. That
Absolutely.
always helps when you're watching everybody on screen is just killing it.
Mm-hmm.
Starlight is adorbs. I can't get enough of her.
She is. I love her character, dude.
Huey's amazing. I really hope he doesn't go evil.
I really like Huey too.
I'm glad he doesn't look like he did in comics.
Oh, I want to finish what I was saying about Billy. So it's an interesting caveat if Homelander didn't rape the wife and she willingly left.
Okay.
Because now it changes Billy's motivations, right? I think it's too far in. Excuse me. I think it's too far in for it to change what Billy is doing. He's still going to hate the heroes. He's still going to want to stop them. He's still going to want to kill Homelander. He still wants to kill them all.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a different motivation now. He's not now motivated anymore because he was wronged and his wife was murdered.
So
Well, his wife was raped and murdered.
Yes.
He's not wronged by that anymore. I think now there's a potential this turns him colder. And now he doesn't care about fucking anything. And he wants everything to burn.
I don't want that to happen, but it would be.
It's a logical step.
It would be a logical step, and it would still keep Butcher interesting. It wouldn't
Yeah.
be like, oh man, that's kind of a throwaway. Why is he
And also
good
could-
now?
could
You know
be
what
a
I mean?
step
Because he's
into-
always been good. He's just
Yeah.
he walks a tight line.
Yeah, very much so. And I think it also could bring him closer along to the comics where, like, essentially the entire series is exploring the creation of a villain of Billy Butcher.
Mm-hmm.
And this could very much so start to introduce that.
Yes, good.
Yeah. Because in the comics, it's not just the 7. Like, that's what they're building up to. They fight and kill all these other superheroes in the build up to it. Like a Fantastic Four type team, an X-Men type team,
Okay.
like a New Mutants type
So
team.
they kill off the little people that they mention in this show.
Yeah, they
instead
kill
of-
them all off all on the way to fight the
instead
7.
of just trying to fight the main motherfucker.
Yeah, and they also use Compound V all the time to make themselves
Yeah,
super
see, I knew
powered to
that.
fight them.
Yep. And MM actually just has powers.
No, he just has strength, but he only gets it to
When he
to
sucks
his
his-
mom's milk.
Yep.
Yeah.
When he sucks on
The
Mama's
woman
titties.
is the only one that's actually an enhanced hero.
Who?
The woman,
Oh, Kimiko?
Kimiko.
Yep.
Because of
Is-
Compound V.
Yep.
She doesn't have to take it. She's already enhanced. Yeah.
But I'm saying to MM technically is as long as he.
Yeah, but I guess, yeah, because he has strength.
Mhm.
Yeah. But he has a thing that he has to keep doing in order to get it. The woman just has a healing factor, and she can rip you apart.
Yeah. No,
She's,
of course.
she's essentially X-23.
She's a badass.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, love it. Can't wait for the second season. I'm so hyped that they're already filming. Like,
Yes, we should get it probably early 2020.
I'm hoping so. Oh, man, I'm super excited. Between this and the Umbrella Academy, like, I like the different takes of stuff we're getting on superhero shows, man.
And I'm excited.
cool.
Disenchantment drops, part 2 drops this Friday. Hype.
That's that Netflix show, right?
Yep. Matt Groening.
Mm-hmm.
Simpsons stuff.
Yep,
Futurama.
yep.
It's really good, dude.
Yeah, you were telling me about that
It's
before.
real funny. Continuity, too. It has like a story goes along. It's awesome. Definitely Futurama compared to Simpsons.
Oh, nice. Good. I love Futurama.
But still more story than Futurama. Futurama has its moments, but this is like each episode picks up
yeah,
the last
Futurama's
thing.
largely disconnected.
Yeah, exactly. Simpsons obviously is 100%. They have
Disconnected.
connecting. They have
If
continuity. They have
overall
stuff,
connecting
yeah.
continuity, but there's so many episodes that are placeholders that are disconnected.
No, of course.
Yeah.
This
'Cause
is
there's
like
so much.
this one is just it's straight up just
Just
a
straight
story
one thing.
being told
That's
with
cool.
a bunch of funny medieval stuff happening.
So it's just done like a typical season arc.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep,
Cool,
it's
cool.
really funny. God, so well done.
Anything else you want to say?
Well, if I was gonna say anything else,
Well, you're definitely done now.
I'm gonna say, good day. Good day.
Well, that's gonna be it for us here. So yeah, if you haven't watched The Boys, you definitely should. If you're not reading House of X, Powers of 10, you definitely should be reading them because they're incredible.
Yep.
If you have any suggestions for shows or movies or anything like that you want us to talk about, let us know.
Holla at us.
Let us know what you think about the potential for a Silver Surfer movie. 'Cause, that could be dope.
Yeah, name
Who
drops.
should Keanu play in the MCU? The big question everyone's got going on right now. Yeah, we hope you enjoyed the episode. Make sure you tell your friends. Make sure you like us on whatever platform you're listening to us on. Make sure you rate us and review us. We need them 5-star reviews.
Of course, we
Gets
need
us
it.
higher up in the algorithm for more people
Let's
to see
go.
our show. So,
Check out our Night Comes For Us video.
Oh, yeah. Our most watched one. But, yeah, until next week, thanks for tuning in.
No, you're breathtaking.